This is the Sports Den with Denny Thompson and James Coleman on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
This is the Sports Den with James Coleman and Denny Thompson. Got to flip that around a little bit. It would sound weird if I said with Denny Thompson and
you can say whatever you want to say, man.
Anyways, again, like we said, this is the Sports Den on 1010XL. You guys from noon to 3. We're brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits inside of the Thin MD Espys Studios. Make sure you text us on the Duval Ford text line. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now while I remember these guys.
While you're driving to J. William Culinary.
Yeah, just give everybody out. While you're driving to J. William Culinary, text us on the Duval
And then hop
Ford.
on Willie Smith and buy you a house. There you go.
There you go. Got everybody covered.
We can finish the show. We can go
now
home.
We're done. Now we're done. Anyways, man, what's been going on with you? You're looking really, really dark.
Yeah. I don't think it's healthy.
You get pulled over in my neighborhood.
Did you get pulled over again?
No. It's just we have a community text line right now between some of the people. Like they
really?
Yeah, like, hey, he's out there. He's out there. Be careful. Be careful coming around the corner. But yeah, like I'm just sitting here like since we talked about this, was it a month ago?
Well, let people know what you're talking about in case they didn't hear.
All right, in case you didn't know, we have a terrorist police officer that just
sits
in
our let you do that.
Sits in our neighborhood and just picks off people, just gives tickets out. This is why I call him that. Since March, what did the buddy said it was like 300 something tickets.
It was something crazy.
It was crazy. Who does that? Like it's just that means everybody's and it doesn't. And he's discriminating. He only does it to the back half of the neighborhood because he only sits in the middle. He doesn't sit in the front of the neighborhoods where he can get everybody. He just gets us, and then.
But here's what happened. You're looking at this wrong because what's happened is now as a community, y'all are rising up together. People that you didn't even know before are now texting you. You're meeting your neighbors. This could be the best thing that ever happened to you.
This isn't how I wanted to meet my neighbors.
Well, you wouldn't have met them at all if it wasn't for this.
It's very true.
So see, he's bringing you together.
Yeah, he's costing us.
Well,
there's a money.
There's a price.
I don't want to have to pay for my friends. I mean,
there's never in the history of mankind been a movement that wasn't about money on some point.
Yeah, and then this one, the guy proved it. But again, just beautiful day Saturday. I mean, right now it's a little hot. It is
hot as hell.
But you know what you do when it's hot? Go to a pool.
Yeah,
go to the beach.
But y'all happen to have a pool, right?
We have a pool. Like he doesn't even take advantage of the amenities. He's just sitting there on Saturday. Like, bro, I wanted if I wasn't afraid of like the climate and I get it, I would understand his point too if it happened. I just want to pull up to him like, bro, it's the 4th of July. You ain't got nothing better to do than to sit here and try to give people tickets, bro. It's Memorial Day, bro. It's Father's Day. Why are you out here?
It's Saturday.
I'm just like, why? Go do something with your life. Why are you sitting here patrolling, giving people tickets, and making our lives harder?
Yeah.
When the reality, which to be honest, which I learned, all he's doing is making it a headache. Either he likes court, because like one of my friends told me the story. Like she took it there. She took it to court. Pled no contest. The neighborhood took it to court. Pled no contest. Ended up the fine got reduced to like a little bit. It was a headache. The city got their money, but he has to go to court.
Did he show?
I think he showed. If he didn't show, then the ticket can't thrown out. But it's just, like I said, it's just ridiculous, man. It's BS. On that note, sports happened this week.
You got any points?
Yeah.
Okay. 6 points of the show brought to you by 6 Points Quarterback Training, my quarterback training company. If you want to train with us, come on. If not, don't. What we got to get? Okay. Can I give you 2 points?
Sure.
Okay. 1 and 2, SEC and ACC media days. We've already made our piece about how we feel about media days. I hate them, but you want to go ahead and make our predictions for each today?
Sure.
Since that's what everybody's doing.
And I was going to go into something that Saban said at SEC media days about ACC, about a couple teams in the ACC.
You can do that about Jimbo as well.
I didn't hear Jimbo's. And I don't hear compliments from other people.
No, it's I tell you what. Let's do this. Let's make another point. This gives us 3. You see how we're doing this? Like we're actually taking 1 point and giving another one. Let's do a whole segment on Jimbo and Saban.
Okay.
and then because I got some stuff I want to say about Jimbo as well. So, yeah, which one of your other points?
You got. Oh man, now I had to remember it. Oh, Brandon Marshall. Actually, just NFL players in the with the media and the news in general probably can get all of that together. Let's talk about the Espys.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you said that. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, definitely the Espys.
Where are we at? 4?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. And we have to talk about it because it's making news. The circus that is McGregor Mayweather, but then just what the experts that are actually coming in saying. So I think that's something I'd be.
So we're gonna get into Mayweather again.
Yeah, I mean it's newsworthy. I mean, other than that, we have we can talk about your favorite person, because he has teeth like Coach McElwain. We can talk about John Jones, and his allegations about big athletes and drugs. Actually, that'd be good considering something that the state of Oregon did. And my hate o'clock, I'm going to go ahead and put that out there.
You've got hate o'clock today?
I've got a hate o'clock.
Okay.
And it stems around Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay.
But, yeah. Actually, no. I actually have 2.
Wait. Who's dude in the Jaguars shirt? Why is Venus Williams' coach wearing a Jaguar jacket?
He lives in the area.
He does?
Yeah. In Ponte Vedra.
Huh. Where are they at? What is this?
In Wimbledon.
Okay. So Jags getting some love on Wimbledon.
That's amazing. You know,
wow.
London.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm kind of torn between the Ezekiel Elliott. I want to talk about that in the suspension that he's facing, in my opinions on that. But I want to talk about ist. The word, you could put ist on anything and how it's been abused.
Okay, like you just called a cop a terrorist.
Yeah, I guess that could be, but it could technically abused. When people say you're, again, like when some people aren't racist, they're bigots. It's a difference. But that's not what I want to talk about. It's or misogynist. That might be where the Ezekiel Elliott thing kind of ties into it. But I just posted an article about health and wellness and how women feel and the ESPN naked issue and all this other stuff. And it's just a little.
So this is gonna be your hate o'clock.
Yeah,
which is what on Saturdays? 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Okay. So we got SEC, ACC, Jimbo and Saban. Something about Brandon Marshall.
Oh, and Richard Sherman can be in there too. Just athletes in general.
So we're gonna talk about athletes in general,
or in the media. Excuse me. Richard Sherman talked about what players need to do to get NFL players need to do to get paid. Brandon Marshall walked off an interview because somebody tried to.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, some of that you're gonna have to lead me through because
you don't pay attention to,
like the Mayweather thing. The only notable news on this Mayweather-McGregor is going to be if McGregor actually even lands a punch.
No, he'll land a punch. He'll hit him. The notable. Yeah, well, I guess we got to take a break anyway.
Hype. Yeah, we got to take a break.
It's all hype.
Yeah.
What sport isn't hype when it comes to that?
Badminton.
Okay, fair enough. But
yeah.
we don't live in countries where badminton's popping.
We'll be right back.
We need to add that on there because that's garbage. I'm tired of people sending me stuff about Allen Robinson working out with Randy Moss. Like people don't work out with Hall of Famers all the time.
We don't talk about. We're not. You know what? You probably put that on that computer back further. We're just gonna ignore the fact that Blake's playing golf in California right now with Larry the Cable Guy.
We're talking about 2 guys that haven't been relevant in a while. I forgot all about Larry the Cable Guy. He is funny, but like he was funnier when they were doing the Redneck Comedy Tour. Which, by the way, nobody got mad at. They just let that ride because it made sense. And you know how people get mad. Why it's gotta be Black Panther? Why it's gotta be this?
Hey, Black Comedy Tours?
A lot. There's a lot of black comedians, but like when people did the Redneck Comedy Tour, nobody said, you know what? Why they gotta be redneck? That's what they were. It made sense. It was a great descriptor.
Because you get away with anything in name comedy.
Well, yeah, if they did the redneck crocodile or whatever, Pops would have to tell me whatever, what kind of stuff what kind of animals synonymous with rednecks.
You're welcome.
Let's see what happens with this.
Yeah, James, I think he's almost darker than you.
I mean, he's dark. I was going to say he looked like a Mexican, but I don't think you could say that on
I don't think he's
radio.
It's more of a reddish tone instead of a olive tone.
Yeah.
You're on Facebook. See, Jersey Mike's sponsor, I could like.
That's your boy. He talks all the time. If you just train the son, get him that starting job, that'd be so awesome. Number 27. That's his number, right? It's something. Like, I was giving people a hard time. Number 27, and your media guy, number one in your heart.
How's Trey?
Somewhere in the Caribbean, smoking Cuban cigars.
You are without Kit for a month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
But nah, he's
I couldn't go a month without my little man, huh? Week was too long.
Oh, that's his wife.
We can talk about the fact that she went out of town. My kid didn't have a bath for 3 days.
nice.
You should see the bathtub after I gave him a bath. With all the dirt in it. Right? What? You were dirty.
I know. I was dirty. More. What? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, put this guy in check. See this guy?
Are without as much sun. I know. And then carrying it.
And then I'm gonna finish some laundry. I got the kitchen cleaned. That took a while. And then I got the vacuuming done. The suitcase undone.
Check this guy in the comments. This guy's like, who's the fine chick you got supervising?
Is it down?
Yep.
Was it Dom?
Yeah.
Dom's an asshole. Dom's an asshole.
No, Dom, she don't have a sister.
Now I'ma tell the world, I'ma tell it everywhere I go. Tell the world, yeah, I'm a billboard, and I'm broadcasting like a radio.
You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I know one thing's
So we're gonna try this Facebook Live thing again.
Yeah,
This is about the.
It actually works. No, it's actually literally streaming live right now. People can see us. Facebook has made it a lot easier than they did it before. You don't have to go through a third party to do anything.
So we've tried this.
It worked sometimes.
Is it like? Are we about to run out of battery or?
No, I got it charged up. Like the way the new studio layout is, there's a nice little plug right there I can plug the thing into. The only thing is, like, if we have a caller, I think we'll be messed up.
Yeah, I was wondering if they'd be able to hear the show on it.
Like, I don't think they could hear it. They couldn't hear Scott. They could hear us, me and Denny talking, but they can't hear. I haven't got that tech.
Sorry, Scott.
Well, I guess you can yell.
That's
then
true.
they can hear him because the door's like right there.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
pretty sure they heard that.
What have we started? So, all right. So, what do we want to get into first? Because we added a couple points at the break. I don't remember what they were.
I mean,
but we
those are
added a
just
couple
stuff like,
points.
we got to talk about this Jag. There is some Jag news. We got to discuss. Let's just talk about that. Let's go ahead and get it out the way.
Jag news?
Yeah, the players doing stuff.
Okay, what are they doing?
Playing golf.
With Larry the Cable Guy?
With Larry the Cable Guy and hold on, they're working out. Believe it or not, a professional athlete is like working out with somebody.
What, with Larry the Cable Guy?
No, well, I hope not. But that would explain a lot if he is working out with Larry the Cable Guy. But A-Rob is out here getting – A-Rob is getting after it, at with Randy Moss, and Rashad Green was sitting in the regular waiting lobby trying to get a car. Somebody took a picture of it. It was like, hey, Rashad.
I don't know that I'd give Rashad Green credit right now because I don't.
He was fumbling through the application, and it took him a little bit long. It took him a little bit longer than what everybody else wanted to. But let's go back. Like, I guess we can. All right, so fumbling through the application. Okay, whatever. A-Rob, why do people make a big deal out of nothing? Like, he's working out with Randy Moss. Great. Did he, like, Randy Moss give him, like, the secret to running a 4.3 and having, like, a 42-inch vertical and, like, jumping over people and catching? I mean, because if that didn't happen, I don't really care who he's working out with.
Well, I'm just glad he's working out.
I mean, he's probably been working out. I mean,
I'm not making
a
big deal of it.
Chilling at home eating Cheetos. I just don't want our fans.
Why you gotta go Cheetos when I got some right here?
That's what you eat?
Yeah.
Are they hot Cheetos?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter. Hot Cheetos.
By the way, I hate the big puffy Cheetos.
Yeah, there's too much going on.
Yeah, that citizenship should be taken from whoever invented those.
You know who invented the hot Cheeto though, right?
Who?
It's a Mexican.
Really?
Yeah, he talked about it, like he did like a little. He was an illegal immigrant, came in, worked at Frito-Lay as like a janitor or whatever,
and said I should just add something hot.
Well, no, like he did it originally for his family. Like they had like leftover product, and he take it home, and then all of a sudden, this great, delicious.
I've never had the hot Cheeto.
Oh, man, you're messing out, bro.
Should I have it?
Yeah, man, get you some hot Cheetos, man.
All right,
get them in your life.
This is where we go. We're talking about Allen Robinson.
Anyways,
1 minute
if
ago.
Allen Robinson ate hot Cheetos, he would have never had this down year. And I also forgot where I was going. Yeah, all of them work out. I mean, it's just people like, oh, he's working out. It's like I guess it was osmosis. Is that what it's called? Like when you just kind of get around, like all of a sudden that Hall of Fame, the Hall of Famer in me is now in you.
Hey, don't forget too. There was a time when if you would have said anybody was with Randy Moss, everybody would have said no.
That's very true. That just lets you know. Again, you know, we always
Someone talking about 858 says he works for Fritos. He'll hook us up.
There you go.
Yes.
Dang. And now I don't want to talk about forget A-Rob. I just want some let's see, Cheetos, chili cheese, the chili Fritos.
Dude, just regular Fritos are so underrated. Regular Fritos, if you throw chili on top of it, like real chili on top, that is a thing of beauty.
But they have the chili cheese Frito though.
But I don't want to do that.
But imagine taking the chili cheese Frito with some chili and scooping up. Especially, do they have it in the scoops?
Then you'd have a chili cheese Frito.
Do they have it in the scoops, man?
I don't know.
Good shit, honey.
Forget it. We can't get on this.
All right. Anyway, all right. So we've wasted half of a segment. What do you have? What's the real point?
I thought you were talking. I don't know.
I don't want to talk about the Jags player. You talked about Larry the Cable Guy, and I don't want to talk about the Jaguars players anymore until they do something.
Okay, let's talk about the Espys.
Okay, let's go with that.
All right, let's do that. So Peyton Manning makes a couple jokes.
Yes. And
I love Peyton Manning now that he's not playing. I like the non-football Peyton Manning a lot. I like the football Peyton Manning. The non-football Peyton Manning gets it. I think this is all staged. I think the whole thing. I think the anger, the look, I think all of it's staged. Because if you really look like that, then you know what, dude? You need to get a grip. You can't be that angry about what Peyton Manning said if you're Durant or Westbrook.
I don't think Westbrook was angry. I think Westbrook was just making his over-the-top sassy gestures that he does.
Durant, laugh, okay? Just laugh. Laugh at yourself.
Durant, I really is all right. Have you seen for anybody has won not a national championship? Anybody that's won a ring has had to have this many people defend him and this many people talk about it. And this, I personally believe he didn't think it was going to be the backlash like it was. He just thought it was going to be cool. But inside, he knows, like, man, I got my ring and they can't take my ring away from me. And I'm probably going to get another one. But yeah, I might have because he's also talks to Paul George about, yo, you need to ride it out with OKC. Like, it's a good organization. So all the things that people said why KD left, he's telling somebody else the exact opposite and why they need to stay there.
But specifically on the joke, you just can't have that look, dude. Just fake laugh.
Like
your mom's laughing.
Again,
mom's chuckling her little butt off right next to you.
Again, mom deserves all the love she's getting. I get it. But mom is just like, Mom doesn't have to ride through that. Your mom ain't got to go through 2 days. Your mom, well, not 2 days.
Mom's a real MVP, ain't she? Isn't that what he said?
That's what he said, and that's not true. I mean, in his life it may be true, but the mom was out there trying to defend her son on ESPN and all the other stuff, saying that my baby, this is his ring. He earned this. When she know deep down inside that your son might have took a different route. I'm just saying he feels like he could have probably.
You're telling me he didn't earn it?
No, he earned it. I mean, he earned it. Anyways, he earned it. He was there on the team. He single-handedly was the reason why Golden State. If he wasn't there, I don't think Golden State went. I think Golden State gets to the finals. Golden State doesn't beat LeBron again. Golden State can't beat with LeBron playing the way he played.
Oh no, man, it looked really easy.
It's really easy when you have one guy scoring 43 points every night.
Yeah.
Like again, John B. What's his name? The other light-skinned dude, Klay Thompson. He disappeared again. Ugly Boy, I think his role diminished a little bit because of what KD was coming in there doing. And Step,
I am not comfortable with you calling him Ugly Boy.
He's ugly, and he's a boy.
He can't help that.
Listen, I'm not. Again, that goes into what I was just what I want to talk about at 8 o'clock. He can't help it. He's accepted it, and he runs with it, and he continues to do it. But all I'm doing is making an observation, nothing else. Just like KD's hair. Like everybody's talking about LeBron, and they don't talk about the fact that KD's balding and he won't brush. It's hard to be bald and won't brush your hair. Like it's just two things that don't make sense. He's balding at the top, and then around it, it's like, oh, I get it. So like when you see the wave pool, and the waves kind of come out, and the water disappears from where it's at.
Yeah,
that's kind of what's happening with KD's head right now. I wonder if we should get T-Wig to come in and give us some analysis on. The hair
do a whole
follicles.
segment because we've hit hair a lot the last couple.
But I mean,
shows.
T-Wig's he's also very good in the media, as he calls himself, Jackie Robinson of sports radio here. But he's also a professional barber. So if anybody would know more about hair follicles, it should be him, right?
I guess.
But anyways, though, KD, I really do believe KD.
I think it was a setup. I think it was staged.
I
think the whole thing was a stage. I thought that the minute it started circulating, because I didn't watch the Espys live, but the minute I saw it on Twitter and, the joke is delivered and then they cut to KD and Mom's laughing, she's chuckling, she's giddy, and KD's sitting there with the stink face.
Now, he's got that face that's looking like, they're not laughing with me. They're laughing at me. It was an embarrassment thing.
But dude, that happens every single award show. They do that. Every single award show they do that to people.
How many award shows does KD go to, and how many roasts does he go to besides the Espys? He should have known it was coming. If he didn't know it was coming, he should have known it was coming.
If that wasn't fake, then he is that is a crybaby right there. I
believe he's that. It's the same dude that in 2010 was like, man, I'm just gonna do it here. Everybody else is going everywhere else and playing with everybody and building super teams, but what we're going to do is here. And then, you go 7 years later, you go, come on, man.
That's the other thing I'm not comfortable with, because I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff I said 7 years ago that I've just completely stomped all over.
Actually, I look at a lot of things that I do on Facebook on this day is great. It literally tells me everything that I said, and I can at least explain my thought process, but some of the things that I said, then I still, unless it's to your core, you completely change your core beliefs. Like, let's say, okay, to the core of his beliefs, has he really gone from believing in himself so much that he could do it with Oklahoma City, and then the year before he leaves, going to the finals and having the defending champs 3-1? Did his core change that much in a year to where now I'm going to leave and go to the other people? I don't believe it. I believe he's an ultimate competitor. I believe he still wants to be considered the best. That didn't change in him. The only thing that changed was he wanted a ring. He didn't want to go out without being a ring. But, I mean, would you rather have Rob Ory? Would you rather be Rob Ory, or would you rather be I can't even think of the fat dude's name that always talks trash? Charles Barkley. See how you descriptors, and you knew exactly what I was talking about. This is why you have to call him Ugly Boy. So when I forget his name, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Would you rather be Rob Ory or Charles Barkley?
Charles Barkley right now.
In general, even Charles Barkley is a Hall of Famer, great player.
Yeah, I'd rather be Charles Barkley.
Exactly. So when people talk about the ring argument, it only comes in to be in the discussion of the greats is already an accomplishment in and of itself. Like LeBron is considered a great. But people say, well, he doesn't have Jordan. Yeah, okay, well, all right. The only person I'm not better than is the greatest basketball player. That's okay. I'm better than everybody else.
Would you
though.
rather be Trent Dilfer or Dan Marino?
I'd rather be Dan Marino.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's just like Dan Marino is still considered one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, even though he doesn't have a ring. To be in that discussion means you had to be very good. It just means you know, things happen. He didn't have a running game. He didn't have a whole bunch of other stuff. So,
Yep. Do you think, though, that had KD stayed in OKC and not got a ring, he'd have turned into Carmelo?
No, because see, Carmelo's been on teams that were really, really bad. Like KD has been on. Has KD not made the playoffs? Maybe like once or twice.
Yeah. I just
like he's been the best player on his team, and he's consistently stayed there. If he would have finished his career, he would have been considered like a Charles Barkley. He's a great scorer. Carmelo's a great player. I mean, and again, I don't want to get into the Tracy McGrady stuff again. I think he's going to be Carmelo when it's all said and done. Will be considered more like a Tracy McGrady than he will be considered
with
one
more
of the
long-term success.
Yeah, with more long-term.
Carmelo's
success.
a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
there's no question about it. But like, if Carmelo hadn't have knocked up whoever it was, was it a stripper?
Did he knock her up? I think he just cheated on his.
No, I
cheated on his old lady.
thought he knocked her up. I don't know, but
him and Lala are getting back together. Probably she's just making them go through some stuff.
We wouldn't have heard about him in the news. Huh?
True. Oh wow.
Gator glasses. 537 says I've got what have I said about the Gators?
I don't know.
If you're gonna come out at us 537 with
I'll do the View. The View, they get paid.
So just let everybody know on the Duval 4 text line, say gosh guys, listen to y'all a lot, but Denny, you're starting to sound like somebody else with your Gator glasses, and James is like he's auditioning for the View. Get a grip.
That's sweet. You think I could go on the View? That is awesome. That's way better than what the other person that bashed me said. I'll take that all day, baby.
Yeah, I haven't. If anybody thinks I have Gator glasses, they haven't been listening.
Yeah, I mean the Gators are doing some good things, man. I like it.
Yeah, you're listening to something else, my man. 537.
They're gonna win the East.
Dom makes a good point. Says other shows bring in doctors as injury experts. You guys want to bring in a barber to do a hairline segment?
Listen, I believe hairline has to do with confidence and everything. Has to,
You think everything revolves around the hairline?
Yes.
How's this going for me?
You're doing good. You got a hat. I can't tell. Your hat.
Yeah, no,
I got a mask.
I got a cut this week, and it's running. It's running. Each time I get a cut, it runs a little bit further. I'm only gonna be able to hang on for so long.
Hey.
But you promised me you would give me
if it gets
advice.
To that point. If it gets to that point, I'll be like, bro, let's go ahead and you've been doing with Capasso. You're working out. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and get bald. The only problem is like, you'd have to not wear a hat because it would look really weird right now.
If I was bald?
Well, if you took your hat off,
yeah,
with how tan everything else is, you would just look really weird.
I got you. That's a good point. Well, let's take a break real quick. When we come back, let's get into SEC and ACC media days and make our predictions for both. On the other side, we'll be right back.
What does Tommy want?
He just said he wanted to brag on you about something.
He hung up, so.
Well, he's gone now.
Tommy's UF, right?
Don't go in that bathroom.
And Sam is on. Blew it up.
He blew it up.
What? That's what I'm talking about, buddy. Give me some.
No, I'm not.
I can't get a high five. You blew
Is this
it up.
right here?
No, it's one down here on the corner.
I didn't know there was one down there.
That's where I thought it was.
Yeah, there's a couple over here, then there's.
Don't go to the one over there in the corner.
That's what I'm talking about, walking, man. Don't be ashamed of that, man. Blow that bathroom up.
I don't know how a boy that little did something like that.
Good stuff.
No, all of Facebook does.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with that. I don't understand why people get embarrassed. Like that means you've been eating good. Getting your roughage.
No.
You've been eating vegetables.
No, mommy's been out of town for a week.
Oh yeah, dad's fed him all kinds of crap.
No, I
That's
actually.
what it is.
That hadn't fed him either.
I've left them their lunches like breakfast, and then they went out to dinner with Grandma
Actually,
and Miss Kim.
and Uncle Alex.
Well, they didn't let me Uncle Alex. I was with Uncle Alex. All right, we're going to be heading out when this breaks over.
I will do.
We're going to go to Target and get violence like it doesn't.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get an umbrella. I hope it doesn't rain. That's when the registration starts, right?
I can't. I had nephew's birthday.
Corey Davis, it was a setup. KD was a setup.
It's in the car. Gonna do that and we'll let you know. Dallas should be finished with survey at 1. He was at the landing doing survey.
It's rough.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. All right, dude, get your icy.
Oh, we gotta talk about that. I forgot. That was the freakiest thing ever. Did you see my post? Like the thank you letter that I got?
Where's Scott?
Yeah. I was like, what the hell?
That is funny.
All right, bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Welcome. Love you too. Bye, James.
All right, see you later.
See that. All right. Bye. Bye. See y'all later. All right, let's go.
Oh, Frangie celebrated 26 years yesterday.
Of marriage? Or being on radio?
Marriage. One day, little child with a listen to rituals. Yeah.
Let me tell you about SEC Square Contracting. They just put a roof on my neighbor's house, and his wife couldn't be happier. They were helped with his insurance claim. Their work was impeccable. They kept the job site clean. Now, I've worked in construction for years, and I got to tell you, I know quality materials and quality workmanship. SNC Square is the roofing company I recommend to family, friends, and you. Call 524-8621. 524-8621. SNC Square Roofing with integrity. Catch me.
The Warriors, we're going to possibly trade him for Paul George.
Thought he's already.
No, I think before they made the first trade, that was something they were talking about.
Because he's a.
Clay Thompson.
They would have traded him for Klay Thompson. Man. Talk about loyalty, man.
The Warriors denied it.
The Warriors denied it?
Mm-hmm.
Were you aiming for that one?
No, I was aiming for
I was about to say. Pretty good.
Start wet, nigga. Take an Excel, do a basketball team again.
Oh, with KD.
The Sports Den on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It is the Sports Den coming to you from ThinMD Med Spa Studios, brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. I killed it this week at ThinMD.
Okay, well, let me tell me what yours was, and then I'll.
All right. So, all in all, lost 6 pounds.
Nice.
Okay. But I gained 4 pounds of muscle.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do that.
I was expecting good results, though, this time.
I wasn't.
I've been
I
good
walked
lately.
in there and didn't know what to go, and I think I lost. I think it was 4 pounds that I lost, and it was like I gained 2 pounds of muscle, and then some with the fat. I don't really know how that works. And then one of the things that I keep telling you about, they keep telling me to drink more water because
water weight.
I have too much water weight. So the logic they told me was if I drink more water,
You get rid of it.
I'll get rid of it. I'm like, man, dang, how much water I need to drink. I said, dude, I drink like you see them big old teardrop water bottles that I walk around with? Those are 1.5 liter bottles. No, I drink like 3 of those.
They told me the same thing. They're like, you need to drink more water. I said, why? They said, because you're carrying a lot of water weight. And I'm like, well, wouldn't that give me more water weight?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe if I drank less water,
I wouldn't have as much water weight.
I wouldn't have as much water weight, but then I'd feel like crap. Like I feel like when so Rissa comes on there and I went to go hang out up at the Realty Jamaican place and got a Jamaican patty, which is like one of the greatest things in the world. I don't understand it. It's just like bread with meat in it, but it's delicious.
Okay.
And the only thing I was missing was I had some ice cold water, but man, if I would have had like a nice ice cold Tahitian treat or something, some kind of, or like a ginger soda, maybe more of a ginger beer, but whatever. If I'd have had something like that, it'd been great. And I took a picture of it, and I was like, man, I'm into Bitcoin. So I'm looking at Bitcoin stock, looking at it plummet, but whatever. Looking at that, and I'm eating this, and then Risk comes in. I don't think that was on the meal plan that I provided for you. And I'm like, see, I knew I shouldn't have followed them. I knew I shouldn't have followed these people. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know who I was.
Yep.
And I was like, but it's vegan. Well, that's what I'm telling myself. And then she was like, yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, we're both far enough along with NMD where we just see there's an English word for bread with meat in it. It's called a sandwich.
Nah. All right. It's like actually, I would like to know, like, so empanada is what is essentially what the Spanish would call, well, a bigger version of empanada. Jamaican patty. I wonder what is it's just essentially not fried. It's not fried. I don't think it's fried. Maybe that's why it's delicious. Anyways, it's just bread.
So in other words, you have no idea what you're eating.
I know it's meat. And I know it's bread.
Allegedly.
No,
meat.
it was
what kind
spicy
of
beef.
meat?
It was beef.
Beef?
Spicy beef.
Okay.
Yeah, I trust it's legit meat in there.
Okay. All right, let's start with ACC.
Okay, let's go.
ACC Media Days wrapped. Are they wrapped up, right? They're done? Scott?
The ACC does like 2 days and like the SEC does a week or something?
SEC's really only 3 days.
So, but it just seems like they were all gone like forever.
Yeah, no, they like we talked about on Monday night, this has gotten absolutely ridiculous. But, so what? People love it, so as long as people love it, they're going to keep doing it. And they're going to keep doing more of it. Let's go through our predictions for the ACC. I mean, I already know what yours is going to be. It's Florida State on everything, right?
But yeah, I believe Florida State will win, but I'm going to put Clemson as 1A or 1B, I guess.
Is that all there is in the ACC now?
I mean,
right now as it stands?
Yeah, right now, I mean, that's the safest bet that you can make as far as the problem for the ACC is that Clemson and FSU are in the same division. It would make so much more money if they face each other during the regular season and then they face each other again in the postseason.
Yeah. I think originally it was all about getting Miami and Florida State separated.
Miami sold us a bill of goods.
Yeah. And then that didn't really pan out the way it was supposed to pan out.
Virginia Tech held their own for a while. But
not
then
very long though, man.
Well, I mean, when they first came in, they were hot.
I mean, Virginia Tech won the Coastal last year, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was them and Clemson.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, they've been there since 2004, not 14. 2004 was like the first 3 or 4 years. Virginia Tech was a part of that.
That was the first one, right?
Yeah, they won the first one. Technically, we tied, but they had the higher ranking, so they went. So the rules gave it to them. Then the second year we faced here, I was in that game, at the Gator Bowl, and we won. And then I think I
was at that game.
It's actually a really cool atmosphere.
Yeah, I was at that game. I was in a suite actually.
Nice.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. So the Coastal Division: Virginia Tech, Miami, North Carolina, Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech, Duke, and Virginia. Wow, it's like the SEC East. I'll take the SEC East over the Coastal any day. Actually,
yes,
it's not very strong. I'm gonna pick. I don't even know who the media picked. I haven't even looked, but I'm going to pick Miami to win the Coastal because they don't have to play Louisville. They don't have to play Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that gives them a little bit of a leg up in the conference because they just have to play Florida State. That's the only powerhouse they have to play.
Right.
So I'm going to go with Miami to win the Coastal.
I think it's time for Georgia Tech to win.
Really?
The Coastal. This is that time when Georgia Tech is they haven't really been good for a while. It's just they got those seniors. This is the year they'll be a senior-dominated team, and just like they surprise people. Every 3 to 4 years, Georgia Tech comes in and surprises people. Just when you think that they're done, that's when they rear their head and just be like, boo.
So now I am looking at what the media picked, and they picked Miami to win, with Virginia Tech coming in second, Georgia Tech coming in third.
See Georgia Tech coming in third? I'm not that far off.
Yeah. Atlantic Division, I'm not picking Clemson. And there's a part of me that wants to pick Louisville because of what happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
And not being a Florida homer, not being a Florida State hater, what is your defensive coordinator shown that proves that
he can stop the spread?
Especially
Nothing.
the kind that Louisville runs.
I just think that game got out of hand.
Oh, it did.
And I don't believe Louisville. I believe Louisville was better that day. I think Louisville would have probably won that game if that game was played 10 times. They would have won 6. Because I don't think, because with
more like 8.
I'm not gonna go that far, but with the stat, but what was there? Here's the reason why. You can't ever say. Typically, they say actually you can't. Typically, they say 3 or 4 plays are what turns a game into whatever it is. There was one specific play that really broke the game open, and that was when Terrence McFadden went for the pick, and he timed it. He timed it very well. He missed, and the ball hit his leg, and the Louisville receiver was very perceptive. Had he got that interception, that's a pick 6. There is not a soul on the planet besides Bolt that was catching him. He misses it. Louisville goes in for the touchdown. Game gets broken way wide open. That's not the offense you want to be down 17 points to. Like, it's going to get out of hand, especially when you also consider that what Sports Illustrated has is the best player returning to college football was not on the field that game. Which, would he have helped that much in coverage? I don't know. But what I do know is he can hit. And he would have been the guy who would have been responsible for the quarterback on those run-pass options or the zone reads. And I think you only get punched in the mouth so many times. There's only one way to stop the zone read.
Mm-hmm.
Knock the quarterback out. Mm-hmm. You lay the quarterback out, he's going to give it up. So I think the Atlantic would be very competitive. I still think Florida State comes out of it.
I do too.
I think they lose one game, though.
I'm going to pick Florida State. You think they lose one game, you said?
Yeah.
Out of all
I just can't see them. I mean, put it like this. I don't see this happening. It's a hypothetical. If Florida State goes through this season undefeated and wins the national championship, you got to call them one of the better teams. To beat Alabama possibly twice, to beat Clemson, to beat the Heisman Trophy winner from Louisville, like just the path to go through that.
They'd be the national championship. They'd be called the best team.
No, not. I'm saying like they'll be one of the teams that we talk about, the 01 Miami Hurricanes team, one of those guys. The 2013 national championship team say that because they broke records, but when you really go back and look at who they played during the regular season,
how they won
you should have probably scored that many points. But also I blame Jimbo. Jimbo put too much on the freshman quarterback for that Louisville game. Like, the offense has to be able to score points. Louisville's defensive coordinator ain't that great.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I'm
and it's at home.
We're going to talk about Jimbo Fisher here in a little while. But when I look, and you've made this point about the SEC forever, about it, when you say the conference is dominant, that what you really mean is top heavy. And you can make the point that it's one team right now in the SEC, but it's not. I mean, there's a couple.
Even the SEC,
they've alternated.
Will Muschamp has come out and said it's really not the SEC, it's Alabama, and everybody else.
Well, no, I got
Alabama.
that, but I'm saying if you took everybody, if you did a top 100 ranking the SEC would have their fair share in the top 20, is what I'm saying.
And
Even if you took Alabama, you know,
I don't.
When I look at
right now, to me, the Big Ten is the team that has the should be considered.
And that's what I want to get into in a couple segments when we talk about Jimbo and Nick Saban. I want to get into that, but the worst thing in the world that could happen to the ACC is Louisville win the Atlantic. Because now if you've got a Louisville, Miami, both of which will have 1 or 2 losses, Miami probably 3 or 4, you've got that in the championship game. What do you do? I mean, if you're the ACC, you have got to have Florida State or Clemson in that.
Well, no, what the worst thing that happens is for national perception. Like, will the game, like, it depends on where the game is at. If the game is still in Charlotte, like if they move it back to Charlotte, now that everything's cooled down, it has to be your big dogs because those are the only ones that are going to travel. If it's in Tampa, it doesn't matter. Like, it'll be the game.
Oh, no, I disagree. I'm talking about from a national landscape of, you think if Louisville wins the ACC with a loss or 2, they're going to be in the Final Four?
If they have 1 loss. They can't have 2 losses. The only team that can have – there's only 2 teams that will be allowed to have 2 losses out of the ACC, and that's Clemson and Florida State.
And that's my point. You got to have one of them in that championship game. Because right now the ACC has kind of – they've gone up the ladder as far as conference powers go and all that kind of stuff, although my prediction is this year that's going to come down a little bit. I think when you start looking at like North Carolina, I don't see them staying where they've stayed.
No, I think they had a good run, and even then, I was just again, it's an offense that just gives that guy fits for whatever reason. I think it just goes back to what I said. Big Ten to me is the best conference top to bottom, whatever, and we'll talk about that. I think every conference legitimately only has 1 to 2 teams that can compete with anybody, week in and week out. So. Miss the top. I don't really care about all the other stuff. And that's the only knock on this playoff system, but it's still better than, I guess, it's better than media writers being able to completely use bias.
Now, let me tell you this: DeAndre Francois better stay healthy.
Yes, but you know what? When people say like, okay, outside Alabama. No. I mean, actually, Alabama's situation is we still don't know. Their system is so designed for the quarterback not to have success. Name me a team that if they lose their starting quarterback,
I'm not talking about the teams.
Okay.
I'm talking about Florida State right now. I'm talking about J.J. Constantino.
No, I get it. But, like, to me, it's just if
Florida lost theirs, it wouldn't matter
because there isn't. So, to me, it's like, yes, if we have to try out J.J., we're hurting.
It's a wrap.
But that's the truth for a lot of teams that have a chance to win a national championship.
Yeah.
Now, JJ is not good at all.
No, I don't know how he's still there.
Because they need depth. Everybody else left. Or got asked to leave.
Defensively, y'all are pretty solid, though.
Which is part of the reason why
Trey Marshall's good.
Name me a guy in there, and there's all 4 of their starters at DB are going to get drafted. They probably drafted relatively high.
I don't know anything about really Kyle Myers. I don't know,
just know he's good.
Okay.
But Stanford Sam is the 3rd. I was going to say junior, but his dad was junior.
Ermon Lane's going to be a senior?
Yeah. He was the same. Him and Dalvin Cook were in the same class. They were the pair of the guys that he could have stayed at Florida, but.
Okay, now here's a problem I got with Florida State. You know how some teams will have multiple number 1s?
Mm-hmm.
Like one will be a receiver and they'll be a DB. Florida State has 2 number 1s that are both DBs. You can't do that.
They do. Who?
Levante Taylor and Ermon Lane.
Ermon Lane is 7.
They've got him on their roster right now at number 1.
Like when they changed him last year, he was number 1 last season before they made the switch. And then Levante Taylor is number 1, and he's nice.
Yeah, DJ Matthews is number 2 on the depth chart already.
Man,
freshman from Trinity.
Give him a chance.
Yeah. Who's the big Keith Gavin? Is that the one that took it? Yeah, that's who I'm interested to see this year. So we're both going to pick Florida State over Miami in the championship game, right?
Yes.
Oh wait, you didn't have Miami. You had Georgia Tech.
Whoever they play in the championship, FSU is going to win the ACC.
All right.
FSU better win the ACC.
I'll go with you on that.
I'm going to tell you that much because then And it sounds like spoiled fans or whatever, but then all the same rumors that Jimbo was getting before he won his first ACC championship are going to start coming back.
No,
and it's going to be a valid point.
And it ain't going to matter because his
contract is
that he
pretty
just
high.
signed. We also got to do the Willie Smith segment later, the Jags versus Titans. We forgot that on our points. Yeah. Can't forget that.
Can't. It's important.
We'll come back. We'll get to the SEC side of things on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
It's a lot of Jaguar stuff. I saw Jason Babbitt and Kyle Bosworth. They got a business now here in Jacksonville where they helping players like get homes and stuff here.
What is that?
Live here. The Jason Babbitt. You remember Jason Babbitt?
Yeah, him and they got the realty.
Yeah.
Jason Babbitt is a good dude. His son trained. His son trained with me when he first got here.
Mm-hmm.
He I didn't know that was who he was. Like, he was just sitting there having a conversation with one of my clients and just talking, and the client didn't even know that he was talking to Jason Babbitt.
I'm in the Hall of Fame. I got that on here too. John Osher did a whole article on it.
His problem is if he would have played in the social media age, he'd get more hype. But unfortunately, it's the curse of being a Jag.
Then A-Rob and Marquise Lee, number 20. And Nate Anderson's wide receiver duos. Parents is actually doing a football camp right now. The NFL is doing he's using NFL Snapchat.
Where's he doing the camp at? Back home?
I couldn't really tell from where he was.
Who's that?
Parents, he's doing a football camp on NFL's official Snapchat. Couldn't really tell where that's at. Carol City.
That's where it's from.
Have you tied in for the Jags? He catches everything. Works with that.
No, he went to school with and then he was telling me that Malik's brother is actually Malik had a twin brother. And is actually better than Malik.
Yeah, so he was a high school and college football league, right?
Yeah. That's funny.
Craig said, doing great and sounding great as always.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. Start with a smaller diamond and use it to trade up to a larger diamond later on. Brian gets interesting, you may ask that, because our founder pocket mask in Jacksonville about 50 years ago. And it's something we still do today. When a customer buys an engagement ring or solitaire diamond and a pair of ear studs, we guarantee they get the price they paid for it on the purchase of any larger diamond. Now, a lot of stores will say, big deal. We do that too. But here's the underfoot difference. We guarantee you get what
Yeah.
There have been literally thousands of people in the Jacksonville area taking advantage of our policy, and hundreds still grows. A lot of that is for a lot of people. By the way, serving excellence since 1928 in San Marcos, Avondale, and the shops of Montenegro. Games makers, playmakers, and insiders from around the NFL join Jaguars today. And when they do, they appear on the roller, which Robin Hurts hot seat. Listen to Mike and Tony every day for the latest scoops from Jacksonville and beyond.
1010XL, 92.5 FM. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
It is the Sports Den coming to you from ThinMD Med Spa Studios, brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. It's Saturday. You ain't got nothing to do. Go to ABC. It's an easy way to kill a day right there now.
Yeah. Get a little sip.
Good stuff. Get the good stuff. What's the stuff you like? Hardee's?
Yeah. It's like Remy.
Yeah.
It's cognac.
Why don't I like cognac? I wonder.
Why don't you like it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a minority thing.
So if I get more sun?
Yeah. You keep getting that tan, you'll start drinking it.
What Hardee's is what, ABC's brand?
Something like that. Either ABC's brand or a brand they deal with directly.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. No, you've been talking about it since the first time you had it.
Yeah, they put me on it. And I went and got it, and I'm like, man, this is good. I was, when I'm in ABC, and people are like, man, let me get this up. I actually told the person, like, listen, I'm gonna do this for you because I'm gonna change your life. I'm gonna buy you I'm gonna buy you the small bottle of it, and I promise you that's gonna be really, really good. And the person behind the counter was like, you know about Hardee's? And I'm like, yeah, trust me, I'm trying to. You would think I was on their payroll.
SEC Media Days wrapped up, I should say. Media picked Georgia and Alabama to play in the conference championship. Of course, Alabama winning.
Man, I ain't picking Georgia to win.
Who else you gonna pick?
I'm going with the team that's won 2 years in a row, man. I don't understand how Florida fans can't have this kind of faith. Have faith.
In what?
In your team.
What are we having faith in? What exactly am I supposed to have faith in?
Everything works in you guys' favor. Like when you need to win a national championship game, 5 teams lose, and you're thrust in the national championship.
Y'all are so bitter about that?
No, I think you won. No matter how it happened, you won. This past year, nobody thought you guys were going to win the East. Everybody thought Tennessee had it locked up. Then you know what Tennessee goes out and does? Tennessee things. And
I'm not picking Tennessee. I'm picking Georgia.
No, but what I'm saying is Georgia may be in the driver's seat, and the next thing you know, they'll lose to Georgia State or something. Or some random team that they lost to.
Georgia State has nothing to do with the SEC championship.
Or, okay, good point. They'll lose to Vanderbilt. Did they lose to Vanderbilt or almost lost to Vanderbilt?
I don't remember.
I can't have faith in anybody who.
Well, here's why I'm picking Georgia. Here's their schedule.
Okay.
Is App State.
They should win that.
At Notre Dame.
I don't know. Probably.
They'll win that. Samford. Not Stanford.
Yeah, I got you. The one out of Alabama.
Yep. And then they get to the SEC schedule. Here's their SEC schedule. Mississippi State at home. At Tennessee. At Vandy. Missouri at home. Florida here in Jacksonville. South Carolina at home. At Auburn and Kentucky.
You know who
they
I'm
don't
going
play
to pick?
LSU. They don't. I mean,
this is what I'm going to pick. If I'm going to say Florida 1, South Carolina 2, Georgia 3. I'm going with Champ. I really think Champ has a chance.
Can't do it.
I understand. Champ has a quarterback. He has a quarterback.
He does have a quarterback.
That's probably one of the better ones in the East. The defense is going to play a lot better.
I'm going to give you my surprise team.
Who?
In the East is Kentucky.
About time. I guess time for them to do something. Kentucky's like the only team to have never won.
Oh, I don't think they're going to win the East. But I mean, they went to a bowl game last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what they're doing in Kentucky, they just put their facilities are amazing. They just put $75 million into their football facilities. I think they're doing some good things. I think if they can keep Stoops around, that they'll continue to get better. I mean, I see them in the top 3. I would see them before I see South Carolina right now. I don't see where South Carolina has any juice other than quarterback. I don't.
That's a big amount of juice.
It is, but outside of that, I don't like nothing about South Carolina scares me.
Champ's a better defensive guy.
Champ is,
and Kentucky is. I mean, if Kentucky could have pulled out an upset like they should have done like the last 3 years, was maybe not last year, but 2 of the last 3 years, then I would have more faith in them. But I did read somewhere that they have Stoops as possibly the coach of the year, like doing because of what he's going to be able to do there.
Well, here's Kentucky's schedule, SEC schedule.
Okay,
is they start off at South Carolina, huge game,
loss.
Then you got Florida at home,
loss. Wait a minute, Florida at home?
Yeah. You just picked Florida to win the SEC East, so how you gonna say they're gonna lose?
No, I didn't know Florida was playing them at home.
At Kentucky, yep. And then
The
they got
SEC East is gonna be 5-3.
Missouri coming to Kentucky, at Mississippi State, Tennessee coming to Kentucky, Ole Miss coming to Kentucky, at Vandy and at Georgia. I mean, so you get by South Carolina. Let's say you get by South Carolina, you lose to Florida. You've got Missouri at home, Tennessee at home, Ole Miss at home. You're at Vandy, at Mississippi State, at Georgia. To your point, you may be able to lose one more of those.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's not, I mean, they don't play Auburn. They don't play LSU. They don't play Alabama.
Can we talk about Missouri and what happened?
What do you mean?
They came in kicking A and taking names.
Oh, well, that
can we? Can I? I'm gonna ask a serious question.
Yeah.
Like, and this is for some people who always like to. They don't want to back the players and say people can say whatever. Right? Do you think the situation when the players felt they were being discriminated, felt the kids at the school were being discriminated against, has anything to do with from Missouri going from a team that was competing for SEC East titles to the dead last?
No. I really don't. And I'll tell you, I understand what you're saying, but I'll tell you why I don't. Because I don't think there was a shift in their recruiting. I don't think it hurt them in recruiting. Missouri's never been able to recruit.
Well, they just got the #1 D tackle in the nation over Florida State and Alabama a few years ago.
Well, they always get a D lineman. But I'm talking about in general, they're never a top 10 class. It's not like you saw them go from number 10 to number 40 after that.
What I mean like that, outside of that, you also saw a good amount of players transfer out.
And like wasn't that more to do with the coach leaving, though?
The coach died, didn't he? Or he didn't get sick? I know he left, but then he left for a reason, I thought, what happened to the Missouri coach?
I don't know.
But no, I mean, yeah, he left, but even with him leaving, he didn't leave because of his schedule.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying it has more to do. It may have more to do with losing a good coach than anything else.
But why? I'm saying, like, why did the coach? I was just curious because it just seems like
maybe because he was old.
That could be it too.
I mean, I don't know.
It just seems like it was a huge drop off.
I'm going to go Georgia because they've got the quarterback in a very underwhelming SEC East year. I'm going to go Georgia. The fact that nobody is talking about Tennessee tells you everything you need to know about Tennessee. When they had top 5 recruiting classes for 3 years in a row and did nothing with them. Absolutely nothing with them. I'm going to go Georgia, Alabama. Of course, Alabama winning. Out of the SEC West, remember the days of how brutal the SEC West was? Yeah, those are done. Okay, you've got LSU, you've got Auburn, you've got Arkansas, you got Texas A&M, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss. Who scares you on that?
I mean, you gotta.
But seriously, out of those 5 that I just gave you, or 6 that I just gave you, Auburn, LSU, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State, does anybody scare you? I mean, LSU, sure. Nobody knows what Auburn's going to be from year to year.
Right. They've got Auburn as number 2, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and just Gary Pinkel had lymphoma. He's not dead. He's sick though.
Okay, I got you. So yeah, I go Georgia, Alabama. You go Florida, Alabama.
Yeah.
With obviously Alabama winning.
Yeah. And I don't even think I got more faith. They're gonna lose by 14 points, not 40.
I don't even know why you're saying that.
I'm just saying I got more faith that
until
Florida's
somebody
gonna
until
do.
somebody tells me what Florida has. At least the last couple of years, we've known they have a defense. Do we know that now? Until somebody tells me what Florida has, why am I supposed to think Florida's going to be worth anything? Honestly, I don't think they finished second in the East.
I think what Florida has is Malik Zaire.
Exactly. That's my exact point right now. Let me grab the phone lines. Andrew, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How y'all doing?
Good.
Before I get to FSU, Alabama, Florida has like 5 home games, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this. I'm on my record right now. They're going to be 10-1 going into the FSU game. Like the last couple of years, FSU in Alabama is going to beat them.
They're going to be 10-1 going into Florida State.
And they're going to lose 2 straight, you say?
So they're going to beat Michigan. They're going to beat Tennessee. They're going to beat LSU. They're going to beat Texas A&M. They're going to beat Georgia. They're going to beat all of them.
Yeah, Michigan doesn't have much of most of their tough games at home, but here's the reason why I want to talk to you, Denny. Last year I called you and I told you USC was going to beat Alabama. I was wrong, okay? I tried to get a man to do a board to do a man's job, but Florida State, we got Alabama this year.
So you think Florida State beats Alabama?
Without a doubt, Denny. We wanted them in 13, but they lost at Auburn.
It's true. That's very
I
true.
love how y'all say we wanted them.
They didn't want to play us in 13, but we got them this year. They can't run.
I just love that about Florida State fans. We wanted them in 13.
Yes, we did.
Y'all
yes, we
barely
did.
scraped by Auburn.
Barely.
Scraped.
Barely. Come on, barely.
That's fair.
Barely, yeah.
No, I'll give you that. That's fair.
I don't think y'all.
We barely scraped by Auburn, who beat Alabama.
So why would y'all want Alabama?
Because we wanted
why would you
to
want the better of the two?
Because Alabama was the defending champ, and that's the SEC. Even beating Auburn, it's like, yeah, but you didn't beat Alabama.
Oregon wanted y'all the next year.
Yeah, Oregon gave us everything we wanted.
They did it. I'm gonna call you September 5th, that Monday after the 2nd.
I may pick them. You don't know. I don't know. I don't know who I'm picking. That I would be careful with flat out saying we're going to beat Alabama. It's not.
Oh no! Hey, we've been wanting them since 13. Remember that.
All right. Well,
we got them.
You know, there's a lot of things you want, but when you get it, you don't know what to do with it.
And I'm gonna call you that Monday night.
Call us.
I get it. We did. We that 2013. We did want Bama.
We wanted Bama.
And it's just like beating Auburn, it was cool. We beat whatever SEC team they put up there. It didn't have to be Auburn. Could have been the other team. It could have been whoever. But to be honest with you, it's just like, man, dang, dog. Now we got to beat these guys. And then we're going to hear all this trash that, y'all beat them. And then now Alabama talks about all the fictitious rings that they've won in the past. And then they've won a lot recently, but they also like to add, they've won 30 national championships. Like every 10 years they win a national championship or something like that.
We know they shouldn't have played Notre Dame because that was weak. But anyways, I'm looking forward to calling Denny on.
All right, bring it, bro. Bring it. All right, Andrew, appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
See, even FSU fans have faith in Florida. Why doesn't Florida fan have faith in themselves?
Hold on. We got a world champion announcer on the phone, Josh Jackson.
Oh wow.
What's up, Josh?
Fellas, how you guys doing, man? Long time no speak. Just want to get on and talk with you guys.
You still celebrating the Sharks?
We just got finished our championship celebration, man. So I am done for the year. I'm looking forward to resting my voice until August 26th when I got some FAMU stuff to do, man. But yeah, man, it's a great year, and just glad to finally get, or obviously I say finally, but get another ring to the collection here. But wanted to definitely come on and talk about some SEC football. I got in the car and heard you guys talking about some football. But Denny, I got to go back to a point you made a few seconds ago, man. You're talking about barely beating someone. The last time I checked, if you beat somebody by 50, or you beat somebody by 1, you still beat them. So,
I don't care. My point is y'all beat the team that beat the team. Y'all are saying y'all wanted to play.
Yeah,
I don't understand what the deal is.
It's just semantics. It's just like
it's Florida State fans. It's what it is. It's just y'all. It's bless your heart.
Wait a minute now. I know you're not talking about Florida State fan when Florida fan can be quite.
Perfect example. Lennox Lewis beat Evander Holyfield, but before that, to get to that point, Evander Holyfield had to beat Tyson. He didn't want Holyfield. He wanted Tyson.
Be careful. Be careful what you
he
want.
He wanted Tyson. And then after he got done spanking Holyfield, Tyson got himself back to where he needed to be, and he spanked Tyson. So that's just kind of what it's kind of just one of those things.
Good. Y'all get him. Y'all get him in a month. So what? I think
it was just a talk. It was just say, hey, we're glad. I think Alabama fan wanted this to happen too.
Okay.
Yeah, real quick, to Denny, to your point about the SEC East, I have no freaking idea who's going to win that division because I want to say Georgia, but I'm to a point, hey, you got to show me, man. I picked Tennessee last year because on paper, Tennessee was the best team. On paper this year, Georgia's the best team in the ACC East, but I don't know what's going to happen when they I think it's a psychological thing with them. Can they get over the Florida hump? Can they not lose the game that they're not supposed to lose? Can they not get beaten by a Vanderbilt or somebody along those lines?
Yeah, but Josh, let me ask you the same thing I asked Georgia fans, and I know you're not a Georgia fan. But here's my question for Georgia fans. When have they ever been like they fire a coach because he can't win a national championship? They haven't won a national championship in damn near 40 years. How is that the expectation?
Yeah, I'm 33. I want to say the last time they won was 1980? I believe.
1980.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean back when Vince Dooley was coaching, but it's just one of those psychological things. Can they get over the hump? They've got a good quarterback in Eason. They've got a 1-2 punch at running back, and you need to be able to run the ball consistently in the SEC. They've got two good ones. I want to see what that defense is going to look like. What's Kirby Smart's second year going to look like? On paper, they look like they're the best team. But I honestly don't know, and I can't pick Florida because I don't know who the hell is going to be playing quarterback. It may be Malik Zaire. Can one of those other guys unseat him? Who knows? What's that defense going to look like? What's that defense going to look like with all of those guys all that great talent that they had gone to the NFL now? What's that defense going to look like? I think Butch Jones is getting ready to sell his house in Knoxville. What's the second year of Coach Boom at South Carolina going to look like? So there are a lot of questions I got in the SEC East. I'll go with Georgia for now. I'll go with Alabama in the West, of course, and I think Alabama's going to find their way back into the Final Four. But, hey, guys, great to talk to you once again, man. Thanks for the love as always, man. I'll talk to you guys soon. Y'all take care. Be blessed.
All right. Yeah, I think Kirby Smart. Never mind. I'll get to it on the other side. We're way behind.
All right.
I don't want to say something that we have to follow something up on. We'll be right back.
Oh, man.
I had some dreads. Me and James could have looked like twins today.
Huh?
So if I had some dreads, me and James could have looked like twins.
Oh.
I hate them. I got the extra slab on this one.
When Bill Fenwick Plumbing visits your home, we never forget it is your home. So at Bill Fenwick, we keep your place as clean as we built it. For professional, thorough, clean service, call Bill Fenwick Plumbing and see what Golden Plunger service is all about. So, Mom, is there anything good you can say about my new job? I think for Golden Plunger service, call Bill Fenwick Plumbing. Well, new here for the Blue Crab House steamer pots with crab legs, shrimp sausage, corn, and potatoes. Right now, $120. You get Maryland-style crab cakes with special sauce every day. The Blue Crab House is open except for Monday. Doors open weekdays at 4:34. Reservations call 260-CRAB. The Blue Crab House, San Jose and Jointon Creek Road.
Well, this is a sport over in some. Did you ever go over here and see this crap?
Oh yeah. It's one viral. It shows on like it's like they're playing like rugby but fighting or boxing too.
So what the? That dude just kicked him. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Nah. They all got him pinned down. Like, you see that?
Yeah. But rugby, and MMA, and basketball, and soccer all at once. Jeez.
Are you looking for a reason to sneak out of work just a few minutes early? The Slammer and Squire New Canaan Bear golf courses have a great reason to call. Now you can play as many holes as you can after 5 p.m. for only $39 at Slammer and Squire, or $49 at Canaan Bear. How many holes can you get in before it gets started? 940-6088 to book your tee time today. That's 940-6088. Rates are valid through September 30th. I'm the neighbor with the orange tractor. I mow, grow, and care for this place I call home because I want the best version of me. This is why I do it. Right now,
Oh, I gotta come back to this.
tractor can be yours with 0% financing.
This is so funny.
4 months. No load up.
This is what this dude accused a tormented Muslim couple for 20 blocks cries after being charged with a hate crime.
Live and local in Riverside, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Mike Dempsey here, and I'm going to share a secret about a local company offering you something that their competitors simply cannot offer. At TireOutlet.com, you'll find literally the largest selection of tires, the best quality new and used tires, and the absolute lowest prices on tires right here in your backyard. You can go online at TireOutlet.com or to any of their local stores. And when I say wholesale, I mean wholesale. I've seen it, guys. Their warehouse seems like it never ends. Visit TireOutlet.com. Wholesale prices, premium service.
Did you know Florida Pump Service has been servicing Northeast Florida since 1940? Donna Murphy here from Helmet and Heels. Florida Pump Service receives a lot of calls from customers who have used a handyman or individual for their pump and well issues, and now that person is no longer in business or can't be found by phone.
So we got this segment.
You'll never have those problems. Call 269-0202 or visit Florida Pump Service.
And we got one more and then 8 o'clock.
We make water happen.
Yep. Scott, we're like 5 minutes behind, aren't we?
What's that?
I need to shorten up this segment, don't I?
You need to shorten up the segment? Yeah, sure.
Because we were, what, 5 minutes behind on that last one?
Yeah, about.
This is the Sports Den on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, 2 things.
What's that?
Number 1, if you're in Italy and someone asks you to go play football,
don't.
Don't. That's crazy. ESPN.com right now, it's called the Annual Games of Calcio Storico. And it is a part football, part fighting. It's like, I ain't never seen anything like this. I mean, there's one point where one team's got the other team literally, individually, pinned all to the ground, like forearms on throats, while the other dude's running the ball.
Let me ask you, isn't this where they run, in Italy where they run the Bulls?
Yeah,
No, that's Spain.
Spain, yeah.
Okay.
Same
Let's
thing.
put it like this. Spain, Italy, France, Greece. They're all crazy over there.
Pamplona sounds Italian, but it's not.
Let's just not, just don't go. Just don't mess with those cats.
But I like Italian food. If somebody asks you to play any sport,
You like
American.
you like to Americanize Italian. You like carrabba. Unless you're eating Italian from somebody whose grandmother, like, that's their roots. Like, we're just eating our version of it.
That's true.
You're eating ketchup on noodles is what a lot of them describe the spaghetti, the pasta sauce.
Okay, so let me give you a scenario. I don't know if you've seen this yet. So let's say that you get entered into a contest.
Right.
And you're picked. And the rule is Canadian Football League. If there's 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown in the game, you win $1 million. All right?
Okay.
You didn't bet anything. Just you're part of it. Opening kickoff, our boy Ryan Langford
yep.
goes 105 yards for a touchdown. So you're thinking, cool.
There's a chance.
There's a chance. Second quarter, Martese Jackson takes a kickoff, scores a touchdown. You're celebrating, but a penalty flag was thrown 25 yards behind the play.
They did that on purpose. That was called down.
That's exactly what happened to a woman in Winnipeg.
I'm telling you, like, dead serious. Like, remember the Buffalo Wild Wings commercials? That's exactly what happened. Like, the owner of Winnipeg, or however they do this stuff, sees this happening, and he immediately goes out and he just says something in Canadian, whatever language. I know it's France. You got French, English, and all kind of mess up there. Whatever they speak in Winnipeg, he calls down there and says, hey, throw the flag. And then they just – because you can call holding on anything. So blocking the back, which is always – blocking the back is just depends on who the ref likes more that game. That's how those calls get called.
25 yards behind the play. And they're saying it was a terrible call.
That's what I'm telling you. That was clearly to save the pockets. They should have gave that lady at least a $150 gift card.
She won a $25,000 home theater package.
Oh, okay. Which she has to pay taxes on. So
Canadian taxes on.
It's not cool at all.
So she just paid $12,000 for a home theater.
Exactly. Like, you could have just said no. You know, I don't know if they do it the same way as they do here in America, but like when you win those game shows, like you don't get that stuff until you pay them taxes.
No, I remember.
I was reading.
You know who was on Prices Right?
Who?
Mike Hollis.
Really?
Yeah. Back in the day. Yeah, he was telling me about that.
Like and then you don't get like the cars, you don't get them right. They have to find a dealer in your area with up to like 300 miles for you to go pick up the car. And then you have to pay all the taxes and everything else before you can get it. So like 300 miles is not convenient necessarily for you. But you got to go drive there, get it, and even if you don't want it.
What game show would you be good on?
Me, the franchise, and Grandma do Family Feud, even though I don't like Steve Harvey, but I love Steve Harvey and Family Feud.
Yeah, he's good in that.
That's about it. I believe it or not, Jeopardy.
Man, you wouldn't. Come on.
That's serious. What I don't do, I don't answer the questions I don't know, but they'll have 3 or 4 categories that I really know a lot about, especially I was a history major. So they'll start talking, and then they'll start talking about these things. I'm like, oh, yeah, boom. This answer. I always surprise people when I do that.
Never understood history majors, actually.
Oh, I majored in history for one reason. I had to major in something. Like, if they would have said you could major in football, I'd have majored in football.
This is going to be wrong on me, but I never understood how history could be a major. It's stuff that's already happened. Like, you're not learning to do anything new.
If you don't actually see, it's wrong. If you don't know your past, you're doomed to repeat yourself.
Oh, really?
Things literally happen. That's why
I know people who make the same mistakes over and over and over
again. They may have they may know it, but they didn't learn from it. Like a history, like the things that happen in today's society for history majors that are good at it, that really like it, is terrifying because you're like literally like, dude, don't you realize like this kind of happened before? Like we shouldn't go in this path, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm interested in those things.
So this is a little shorter segment since I went so long. So let me finish my thought on Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. Although I'm picking them to win the East, I think that Kirby Smart may be the most overrated hire in college football in decades. I don't understand why everybody's so fired up. I don't understand why. If you were going to get rid of Mark Richt, you better bring in like Urban Meyer. And I'm not saying Urban Meyer specifically, but or even home dude that's at Texas now that just left, Tom Herman. You better bring in somebody like that.
They could have got Tom Herman.
But to go, I mean, I said it at the time they hired it. I just don't think this works. I don't think Kirby Smart's there in 4 years. I think he gets through. He'll get 4 years, and then it'll be a wrap for them. And he's recruiting well. He's recruiting really well, which puts more pressure on him.
When has Georgia not recruited?
I know.
It's just like one Miami fan when they talk about, when has Mark Richt not recruited well? That's not one of his weaknesses. His weakness comes in winning the big game.
Dom, if you would listen to the whole thing, I just said, I know I just picked Georgia to win the East. Kirby Smart is overrated. That tells you what I know about the East. Nobody knows anything about the East, like Josh Jackson just said.
That's why I think go champ.
I mean, they got as good of a chance as anybody.
It's just like poker.
You realize if
just
Georgia,
like poker, you got 2 cards and some chips, you got a chance.
It's like you realize if Georgia gets this Justin Fields kid, the one that Florida and Florida State are in the running for.
Florida's still in the running for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll have 3 5-star quarterbacks there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with 3 5-star quarterbacks? Watch 2 of them transfer?
Pretty much. Or hope one leaves early. Red shirt one. Let the other one play early. Hope he gets out. Hope he leaves by the time he's a junior.
I mean, if they redshirt, they got the one they got coming in this year. That puts Eason as a sophomore, right?
Eason's a sophomore this year.
Right.
So he'll be a junior.
So then he'd be a junior his redshirt freshman year. So then he could go, and then that kid could play a sophomore and then go. Because 3 years removed. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
I don't think Fields goes to Georgia, though.
You think he ends up at Florida State?
Yeah.
Is that homering, or you really think that?
No, I really think that. I think because of how the situation is, he can play. He has a chance to go to the NFL just like he would at Georgia, but he has a chance to see the field a lot faster at Florida State.
Oops, sorry.
Y'all complain about me.
I didn't mean
I
to
haven't
do
done
it
in weeks.
I didn't mean to do it. Yeah, no. I mean, I can't even argue with you. I don't know why. I said this a couple weeks ago. I don't know why anybody would go to Florida right now as a quarterback. What's the identity?
True. Plus, you're loaded at quarterback.
What are you going to tell me?
You got Felipe Franks. You got the other guy that came in. You got this Malik Zaire guy.
Kid from Aquinas.
Yeah, man, they're loaded.
Yeah. We just can't get his dog out there. Oh, by the way, can you let go of the shark thing? The shark thing is no. You're still posting.
Oh, I didn't post anything about
you
shark.
did this week.
No, what I posted about that wasn't me. That's the joke of what the SEC Media Days is. Don't get mad at me. They brought it up, and Booger McFarland. I also talked about that and how Booger McFarland and Marcus Stroud were clowning Jim McElwain about how they ain't got no quarterback situation. It was
fun,
but what I'm saying,
but the shark thing's gotten out of hand. It wasn't McElwain.
But my thing is McElwain is just like any other time somebody's picking on you. When you get defensive, it makes it funnier. All he has to do is be like, hey, yep, that does look like me. But, I promise I didn't.
What would you do if it looked like you were humping a shark?
I promise I didn't put my teeth anywhere near a shark. And I guarantee you people would stop laughing at him.
No.
Everybody would laugh with him, and then he can move forward. But instead, he gets mad. He tries to pout. You're not Saban, dude. You don't get to do that. Like, you can't, try to intimidate us. You're McElwain. You don't look like you can fight anybody.
Least intimidating guy I've ever seen in my life.
You're awkward, and you're not tough. Like, Saban, that would have died after half a day with Saban.
Oh, yeah.
But nobody respects McElwain. That's
probably because the reporter that reported it would have died a half a day.
Exactly. That's kind of how that's what Saban does, man. But yeah, that's why I posted it. I literally got a call from somebody that said, dude, are you watching the SEC network right now for SEC Media Days? These reporters have lost their mind. They are actually asking this man still about a shark. And I'm like, that's when your coach doesn't get any respect from anybody.
Well,
so I'm like, man.
My pops just texted me.
Oh.
Said, your grandmother will be so disappointed James does not like Steve Harvey.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I respect everything Steve Harvey has done as a businessman. I could only pray to attain some of the success that Steve Harvey has had. I just don't like him as a person. But it's all good. I can respect him.
I don't hate that man's hustle.
I read Mein Kampf. I understand. I understand the leadership attributes of that guy. I don't like him or respect anything that he did. but I can learn from anybody.
Yeah. All right, let's get caught back up on breaks. Oh, I think I went 2 minutes past there. We come back. What do you want to get into? You want to do Brandon Marshall stuff, or do you want to get to the Jag segment, or save the Jag segment for after 8 o'clock?
Let's save the Jag segment for after 8 o'clock.
So you want actually let's talk Jimbo and Saban on the other side.
Sure.
And then we'll get into 8 o'clock after that. We'll be right back.
I'm also known as Benny the Groin, Sammy the Schnoz, Elmer the Fudd, Tubby the Tuba. I'm also known to the people who know me the best as
The Truth Teller, noon to 3 on 1010XL.
All right, listen up. You hear me talk about J. William Culinary all the time. You've been wanting to try it, but you haven't yet. So here's what you do. You go to jwilliamculinary.com. How about this? My man texted me on the way here, 25% off all entrees, 25% off the meals. You need to go today, jwilliamculinary.com. Get your 25% off. Try delicious food prepared here, delivered to you by the best. jwilliamculinary.com is where you go.
That's all I need. Some good stuff. It's really good stuff. Got to meet James out there one day.
Hurricane season is here, and now it's time to make the change to Southern Oak Insurance. If you need to sell your home and you want to feel fast, pick up the phone and call me, Casey Underwood, and my team to get your home sold today. I need sellers. Your homes are getting multiple offers. One home even had 17 offers. We're looking for sellers everywhere. So the team is Bernardino to Knoxville. Our homes are going under contract within a few days. We will bring the buyers to you and get your home sold. Call me at 302-4800 or visit sellingwithcasey.com.
This summer, keep the heat with cool stuff from our ball field. They can place your company logo on anything. Softball team need new shirts? Call Hardball today.
Oh, that's terrible. Save the Jag segment for the segment they'll relate to. The last one.
Well, Dream Finders Homes is providing you the most affordable way to enjoy all of the amenities and convenience of living in Knoxville. Starting in just the 230s, the Palms at Knoxville Townhomes is over halfway sold out. Visit a model today and get in while you can. Built only by Dream Finders Homes, it's the Palms Townhomes in Knoxville. Dream Finders Homes, the mark of a quality home.
Hi, this is Joe and Liz Butler from Black Creek Outfitters.
For the past 30 years, we have been your locally owned outdoor store.
Selling product, Patagonia, outdoor research, and Yahoo.
We hope to go another 30.
So now, when you shop locally at Black Creek, you get the best price we can find on the internet.
We call it locally shown pricing.
When you come in, our staff will scan the internet for the best price, which is what you will pay at Black Creek.
You can shop locally knowing you're getting the best service and the best
Oh,
price.
let's say this again.
Owned and operated by the Butler family since 1983. Live and local, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Do you own a truck or an SUV? There's one name to know, Catlin. From Lear toppers, trailer hitches, to Catlin, we do it all. This is Keith Catlin. We know trucks. Need a toolbox? Come
see the can locker. In format, we carry WeatherTech. And Capital, we carry quality products at a great price. Come see us today or call us at 354-8521. Who can you count on? Count on Capital. Established in 1919, you can count on Capital.
For over 40 years, Black Coast has been Jacksonville's best location to experience premium priced tobacco and cigars. In 2017, it's no exception. Come see top brands, limited editions, and of course, all of your old favorite standbys. Our staff has over 50 years of combined experience in the tobacco business, providing a unique understanding of what will be the
My man's a day trader, right?
tobacco.
The guy who does do more core stuff. Yeah.
He must be really good to have some steel reserve. I know just as much as he has the big break-in days, he's got to have stuff where it just looks.
Wednesday nights at 7. Brought to you by He does a lot of cards. Study equipment and tractor sales.
That's what I'm looking at now.
1010XL.
The Sports Den on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You're listening to the Sports Den. Nice, hot Saturday. This
Yes.
week was brutal, man.
Was.
Hot. I can't believe. What's today? The 15th?
Mm-hmm.
Golly, July 15th already. There's some NFL training camps that open up the week after next.
There's some rookies report. Wait a minute. What's today?
The 15th.
Yes, there's some rookies report next week.
Wow.
Somebody put up on the text line that the 19th, the Cowboys and the Raiders start their camps.
Really?
Yeah.
The 19th?
Yep, that's what he said.
Are they the Hall of Fame game?
Yeah.
Who's going in? Who's this year's Hall of Fame class? Wait. Don't they usually try to have the teams that are represented in the Hall of Fame? Anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Am I talking to myself?
No, I'm sure the Raiders have somebody getting inducted. Click.
Hall of Fame class.
Hall of Fame class.
I just know it's the one that T.O. and Baselli's not in. Oh, Jerry Jones is going in.
Kurt Warner, Jerry Jones, Jason Taylor, LaDainian Tomlinson, Terrell Davis, Morton Anderson, Kenny Easley.
So there's no Raiders.
Yeah, I could think of again. I get. I don't know about Jason Taylor.
No, I don't know about Jason Taylor at all. I won't get back into that. Are we sure it's the Raiders in what's the Hall of Fame game? Why would the Raiders be in it? I mean, is that the NFL going, hey, we're taking you away from Oakland?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, you get to go to
Cowboys and the Cardinals.
Okay. So I wonder why the Raiders are getting to start early. Cardinals, well, I guess technically Kurt Warner ended his career. Is Kurt Warner remembered as he's a St. Louis guy, right?
St. Louis.
Do they still have to pick a team that they go in as? Or they do away with that?
Don't know. Baltimore Ravens 19th rookies report, veterans on what should be considered a national holiday a week later.
Your birthday?
Yeah, my birthday. Jags rookies report on the 19th. Veterans report on my birthday. This is what I hated about all of that stuff, man.
Wait, what's your birthday?
The 26th. Cardinals everybody reports on the 21st.
So the Jags rookies report Tuesday?
Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Cowboys again, it's most that's what I thought. Most of the vets report on the next week. Or later that week. It's the 19th. The rookies typically report a week before the vets in most camps.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the rookie.
And that's when it is most vets are the 26th or the 27th, and then you have a couple that are like the 22nd. Like the Cowboys are the 22nd when everybody else can come. Cardinals 21st. Somebody else. The Dolphins. No, Dolphins 26 for the vets. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So what do you think about Jimbo Fisher saying that the ACC has established themselves as the premier conference in college football?
I think he's just repping his set. I mean, I think he's more so like just saying like I am a coach in one of the best conferences.
If you want to say one of them, I'll go with you there.
But I think it's more so everybody has. What I think everybody has done the last couple of years is talk about how bad the ACC is without really any true validation.
I don't remember anybody the last couple of years saying how bad the ACC is.
I do.
I remember
like especially until
5
bowl
or 6
season.
years ago.
Like no, even as when FSU was when FSU won the national championship. The one complaint was how bad they're only doing it because they're in a bad conference. Not looking at the fact that they're doing it to everybody, but when you looked at the conference that year, the ACC actually had the most teams go to a bowl, which doesn't really mean anything, but it is a good barometer. Like it's kind of like why I joke with people who talk about how bad the SEC East is or how bad Florida is. It doesn't matter how bad they are. If you can keep winning your division, like. It could be terrible, but somebody had to do it. Or like LeBron with the East. Like, okay, you can tell me how soft the East is, but the minute he doesn't do it, his team isn't really good. It takes a lot of dominance to be able to do that.
I don't necessarily have a problem with Jimbo for saying it, but here's what I do have a problem with. Is this quote. We're playing in the best conference in college football, and that's not even debatable anymore. Do you know who said that?
Who?
Steve Adazio. Boston College. Bro.
Well, to him.
Don't nobody. Y'all can be playing. Y'all can be playing in the River City JV conference.
Like he can be. You can. They're interchangeable. You put him in Kentucky's place. Maybe not Kentucky.
Kentucky beats them right now.
Yeah, maybe not Kentucky's a bad example, but they're middle to like some of these teams that are in the lower part. It doesn't matter what conference you put them in. They're gonna still be the same team. You can put them in the All-American Conference, and they're still going to probably have the same results. Boston College has been the same team outside of when they had Matty Ice. And even then, if you really go back and look at it, they had one really good year with him.
Just when you say something like, when you're the coach at Boston College, and he was the coach 2 years ago, right? When they didn't win a single game in basketball or football and became the first major conference team to do so in forever, or to not do so. You can't say anything there, but then to say it's not even debatable anymore, it's just asinine. I think the Big Ten's got a pretty dang good debate. I think the SEC's could debate you on that.
Right.
I mean, come on, Adazio.
I give you that. You have a very valid point. Very valid. That's all I can tell you. And Steve Adazio should not be. Steve Adazio can't make that comment.
No. Before we get to 8 o'clock, I just saw this on ESPN.com. This Penn State crap's still going on. Like, did you know that 2 of the people just surrendered today and they're serving 3 months in jail?
For the make sure.
For the Sandusky thing.
Yeah, I got to remember where we're at before I say what I want to say. But yeah, the Sandusky thing?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
But here's the thing as I'm reading through this. Remember Graham Spanier? He was the president.
Mm-hmm.
So he was convicted, and he faces 2 months in jail. He remains free on bail while he appeals. Okay, but he was convicted, right?
Mm-hmm.
He continues to be a tenured faculty member and is on administrative leave. The university made a deal when he was forced out after Sandusky's arrest in November of 2011, and it pays him $600,000 a year still. That ends this fall, and then he'll receive a salary. This dude is convicted.
It's contracts.
I don't see, like, an NFL player gets convicted of something, they got to pay back their signing bonus and everything else.
It's different. If there's a morality clause in it, then they essentially know that it's up to that team to invoke that. But if he doesn't have a morality clause, it is just something that's the
was
contract signed.
convicted.
It doesn't matter if there wasn't a morality clause in there, and it's just a contract that was signed. If he did what he was supposed to do, you have to pay, or you get
gotta
sued.
think there's a morality clause when you're the president of a university. There's got to be something.
Again, you're thinking with what you call this thing called common sense. Everybody doesn't do that. You've seen business deals that have been done that you're like, yo, you've got to have. That's a no-brainer to have that, and it wasn't. And then that's how, and then the loophole gets exploited. It happens every day in corporate America.
That's unreal.
It is.
That's unreal. This dude, since he was convicted, is going to make $4.2 million. And then still, they don't say what it's going to be. Will still receive a salary after that. That's crazy. And he looks like a tool.
Dude, they all are tools.
That's true. I mean, what is there a president of a university that don't look like a tool?
I like our president. I like U.S. president. I've never really seen the picture. I just like his last name.
But
I would be like, I don't give a about anything if that's my president. I've met our president on a couple of FSU's president on a couple of occasions. He's actually I guess to me, I used to think like 70 something like was really, really old. Like you're like about to die old.
Yes.
But now apparently like people are really functioning at this age. And then, grandma's 86, I think. And she functions, but she's healthier than I am. She functions better than anybody. She makes sure the house runs. Like when she's sick, oh man, it's rough. Ain't no food getting cooked. Nothing. It's just like, how they say happy wife, happy life or something like that.
Yeah.
When grandma's sick, there ain't no sunshine.
Dude, I told you. Angie went out of town this week, and this is going to make me sound like a terrible father. Maybe I am. I don't know. I thought about it yesterday. She came home yesterday, and I thought, wait a second. I gave Walker a bath on Monday. No, Tuesday. Have I given him one since?
That's a shame.
And then it was like, I don't even want to ask the kid if he's brushed his teeth.
That's a shame. You know who would have, well, actually, not the brush his teeth part, because I have no faith that this man is capable of making anybody brush his teeth. But he would at least make sure they were bathed and fed. You know what dad would have done this?
Who?
On LeVar Ball.
Oh,
so you're a worse dad than LeVar Ball.
There have been some teeth brushing with LeVar Ball. You have to. It's the first thing you see.
Nah, man. Nah, dog. Like it's just he could just have a really good like nutrition or something. I don't know. Like maybe he like chews a mint or something like to keep the structure. But there's no way those things are. I drink coffee every day, and I've been doing it for a while. And my teeth aren't yellow like that. Now, granted, they're not as white as they used to be when I didn't drink it. But like he has the teeth.
Capasso can take care of that.
Yeah, he can't take care of that. But he has the teeth of a guy who like just takes butter and just puts it on there every day.
Speaking of, I had to go to Walmart yesterday.
Right.
All right. Scott, you're gonna like this. So I'm in the checkout line, and there's a dude in front of me. He's got two items. He's buying. I'm in the little speedy checkout line, which ain't speedy at all. But I don't know that I've ever seen this. Here's his two items: butter and an ashtray.
That sounds like a hell of a night. Like he's got some. That's like what I told you when we went to Vegas. It's three things. Three things you need.
Yeah.
Like I won't have it now, but baby oil, condoms, and bail money. But take those three things, and you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. That's what it sounds like right there, man. Like butter and an ashtray.
Butter and an ashtray. I'm sitting behind this guy thinking we should really do a segment on what people saw people buying at Walmart. Like you always see the people how they dress.
Yeah, the people at Walmart.
But my man walked in and got butter and an ashtray from the Super Walmart.
You should have asked him, like, dude, what are you going? What's going on, man? What you got going?
I didn't know ashtrays were only like 70 cents. I didn't know that. This is like the old school little plastic ashtray.
Yeah, no, I got really. I'm starting to collect ashtrays now.
Actually, I should have asked him. You're right.
But actually, even now I'm really curious because the ashtray that I got. Well, it was from when I went on a trip. I know it ain't 70 cents. But, like, what do you do with a 70-cent ashtray with the butter? Never mind. It's a lot of ways your mind can go, and this is a family-friendly show.
Hey, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get to 8 o'clock on the other side. We'll be right back.
I was cracking up. Butter and
It could have been like, nah, bro. It could have been just like, oh man, I ran out of butter. All right, man, let me go get this.
So, but even so, you went to Walmart.
You just bought two things.
Super Walmart.
Like that could have been like the closest place for him, man.
You walked in.
Can you buy butter? I know it's a lot of things you can buy from the corner store now, but can you buy butter from like the gas station? I know you can buy milk. I know you can buy milk from some gas station,
but it costs you like $10.
I'll be damned though if I'm gonna walk through that whole Walmart. Which, by the way, I got another theory on Walmart after going yesterday. Walmart places all of their stores in very high areas of meth.
Oh, yes,
yeah. They have a
Andrea had the last week off. She went back to work today, and she said that when she was walking through the parking lot, some dude was walking through the parking lot as well. He was carrying his shoes, singing the Mickey Mouse song.
The M-I-C-K-E-Y?
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we do have to do that.
What?
We do the grill thing.
Yeah, I got a question.
That's true. LeVar Ball does look like Lionel Richie.
Speaking of LeVar Ball and everything, Alonzo Ball, when did there has been so much interest in the NBA Summer League that it's on like all the time?
Yeah, actually, one of my buddies brought it up, and then
LeBron? No, LeBron played.
Yeah, well, no, LeBron. That's the last. That's why I said that's the last. LeBron played a little bit, but that's the last time people have been this interested in NBA Summer League.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's typically just really boring, but like they went out.
It's some of the worst basketball I've ever seen.
It's still terrible basketball. It's just the rookies are just.
Did he really
these rookies are pretty good.
Did he really wear Kobe's?
Oh, he's worn Kobe's. He's worn he's wearing Nikes, Adidas, and he's gonna wear Steph Curry's.
What's wrong? What's the reason?
Well, the reason why is because his shoe isn't mass produced, and he doesn't have enough pairs of his. But it's more genius now. The shares. Like, what I've always said is the end goal wasn't to just do his own shoe. The end game was to get them to come back to the table and negotiate and bid for more. And the buzz that what has everybody talked about? He scored 36 points at Kobe's. He did a triple double in them James Hardens. He's done this. And so Nike never get hits.
Hey, pay the man his money, but pay him money in his contract. We're taking $1 million out every time your ugly ass dad gets on.
His dad hasn't been on TV.
I don't care. That's that. You talk about the clause in the contract. That's it.
I think it's more and more. I like it more and more because he actually, outside of the wrestling thing, he's actually done what he said he was going to do. Except for on his own personal Instagram or something. Like he hasn't done an interview.
Show.
Oh yeah. Now that's for the family. That's dope. If somebody came and approached me about that, that's different. I get that. That still has more to do with Lonzo than it does with him.
Here's the post that Andrea did earlier this morning. So as I'm walking into the store this morning, I'm passed by this dude carrying his shoes and singing the old Mickey Mouse Clubhouse song from the 50s. And then he segues into the My Buddy commercial from the 80s.
What? I love that.
Oh, 103rd Street Walmart, you never disappoint.
We need to get this out there.
So after we went to go see Spider-Man Homecoming.
Scott, you got to hit the clock. You ready?
Yes.
This is Spider-Man Homecoming, which was by far the best one I've seen. I know you don't care about these things. The only reason I like it, Spider-Man is a teenager. They always make all the other ones. They made him act like he was a damn adult. He's actually acting like a 14-year-old that actually has all these superpowers. He's always been a teenager.
You don't ever get over.
Well, he gets, it's kind of, he does go to college and does some other stuff, but in the movies, they don't take him through like the stuff that you would go through as high school. Like he's in high school talking to the senior girl. He's in high school. He's the nerd getting picked on. He's getting all so you see him battling all these things, and at the same time, oh yeah, I get to go fight these cool.
I don't know what Spider-Man does.
I'm an Avenger, which is like they've gone.
Spider-Man is an Avenger.
No, he never officially becomes an Avenger.
In the movie, he turned it down.
But that's what he did in the comic book strip. He's every now and then Tony Stark will come in and use him. Who? Tony Stark, Iron Man. Yeah. But the long story short is they capture all these emotions of you going through high school with this kid, and you're like, with him having a best friend. So what happens when your 14-year-old best friend finds out that you're a celebrity? And you try to tell him to keep it a secret. So what does your friend always do 90% of the time? He's going to tell somebody. And so now you got to deal with that.
You seen the bonus clip at the end? When I made some? That's a
Yeah. I was pissed off about the Captain America clip. I stayed around for that.
You mad, bro? 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
Open up your heart and let that hate out.
That is the most well-produced thing in station history.
It is. We got to get more.
Should we just have a segment where we just play that over and over again?
I mean, it's actually really good. I think just people want that little tease. What is that? How many seconds is that, Scott? 10?
About 30.
30? That's 30? Why does that seem so shorter than the freaking 30-second commercials that I do? Like, I'm right here trying to God, when will it ever be over?
Well, I mean, I opened up the mics at about 25, so it's about 25 seconds.
Okay, I'm about to say, because that is not what I have to go through. I've said the entire commercial, and Scott's like, 10. I'm like, what? Where did the 10 seconds come from? We're not paying these people aren't paying for 40-second spots, Scott.
Hey, unless he messes up and then he just mic drops and walks out the room.
And then even
with
the mic
20
drops.
seconds left.
The mic drops. I'm like, dude, a mic drop at 10. Why is it still 30? Why is it still going? Anyways.
Before we do that though, just in case you didn't hear my last read, you went out. 25% off everything at J. William right now.
What?
Yep. JWilliamCulinary.com.
Everything?
That's what he said in the text.
Did he make too much or something?
I guess so.
Probably. Hey, listen, my man's in Alaska going to trips to Budapest just to cook. He's doing cooking excursions.
Is he?
And people are paying him for it, I think.
Well, they should pay him for it.
He's good.
Didn't he text? Did I dream this? I hope I didn't just.
No, he texted us. It was a double text to both of us.
Okay. Well, I'm about to get a bill from him.
Yeah.
All right, 8 o'clock.
I'm going to put this out here first because they don't listen to me anyway. So
go ahead.
I'm hating on my in-laws right now.
Oh, dear.
Let me tell you why, though.
Okay.
I ain't seen my son. He's in Cuba.
Your son's in Cuba?
Yeah. I ain't got nan picture. Nobody's got, and it's not just me. Typically, I'm the one who's left in the dark anyway. Kind of, and I understand it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mama takes care of that mess for the most part.
All right.
But then you sent Mama a text.
Are you sure they're in Cuba?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Are they using one, I don't want my son to be a mule. Two, I want to make sure that I need to make sure my son is okay. I know I've been on a cruise. I know they got Wi-Fi on a cruise.
Wait,
if you don't want to
cruise to Cuba?
Yeah, they cruise to Cuba. Maybe they didn't buy the package like I do when I go on cruises for $100 a day because I need to be connected to the world. Fine.
That package or the all-you-can-drink package?
I buy that too.
Okay.
Both of them. Anyways, actually, I didn't buy it last time because anyway, I ain't gonna incriminate myself. But I don't know what's going on with them. So that's the first thing. So
are we putting out a
APB? If anybody on Facebook Live, if y'all looking at it, if you see a little he's about 3 foot. I think he's like 3'3", 3'4" right now. He's only 36.
See, Walker's only 47.
Walker's
really? 6.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't realize how big he was until I just saw him playing with other 4-year-olds. And I'm like, wow. It's not necessarily like he towers over him because he's taller than them too. But the kid stood in front of him, and then I could still see my son.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a fat, and my son is not fat. He's just I'm like, man, you were.
Walker's only 47 pounds because everything he eats, he goes and takes a man-sized.
Now, that was awesome. And my son does that too. You have to encourage him. For whatever reason, he doesn't like doing it, but when he does it, it breaks a toilet and he feels a sense of pride. And he's just probably because I cheer because I want him to do it normal. I want him to feel like.
You cheer.
I'm like, yeah. I said, what? He said, Dad. It's like, Dad, come here. I'm like, what's going on, son? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. What do you want? He's like, I took a big one. What? You took a big one? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And he like runs around the bathroom. And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, God. Jesus. You did take a big one. All right.
What's your hate o'clock?
Let's get to the hate o'clock. My hate o'clock is this, is that there are things that are, there's racism, there is sexism, there is fat body shaming, there is a whole bunch of other stuff that actually really, really does happen. I'm starting to get tired of people who make literally every observation, they take it over the edge and make it into something. And really it comes more down to it is body shaming and misogynist.
Okay.
Like, if you defend any male with and just use any inkling of common sense with it, you become a woman hater that hates your mother, hates your sister, hates every female that ever lived because you just said, maybe he didn't do it. Maybe it didn't happen that way.
Well, I'm feeling very uncomfortable in this situation.
I don't know, because anytime you take a side when it comes to this, they make you feel like you have to go all the way over to this one point. Like, case in point, like if you took anybody who, for a while, that took Jameis's side with the whole situation, you automatically hate women. If you weren't an FSU fan women like didn't care. Jameis could have. They would defend Jameis no matter what. But even when you look at the police report, there were people who I know who are sound people that were literally sitting there saying, "Oh well, you just don't understand because there are women who say this all the time and then they recant their statement." I said, "Dog, the police report is public." She said a black male from the height of 5'11" to 6'5", from 170 pounds to 240 pounds. She described 75% of the football team.
Yeah.
Like low haircut, maybe a little bit of hair. Like you can't like I can't say somebody's guilty based off of those things. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Don't really know. The Ezekiel Elliott thing comes up.
What is Ezekiel Elliott?
Ezekiel Elliott is probably going to get suspended by the NFL because of an investigation that happened because he was alleged to have abused the girl he was dating at the time when they found out he wasn't even in the area. And she put the bruises on herself, all these things. Police did not file a report. So you got people out there saying, well, women bring this up all the time, and it's abuse that happens and this happens, and maybe she was intimidated. Like, they found out she was lying. Like, they literally found out she was lying, and this man did not get accused. And if people are defending Zeke, and then all of a sudden, oh, you don't like women, you're only saying that because you're misogynist. I'm like, damn, like I got to be all that just because I said I don't like X, Y, and Z. And then that's one point. And then the body shaming part,
shaming.
I say shamming. Sham, whatever.
ShamWow.
You know what I meant.
Okay.
There was an article about how it's cool if you're comfortable with what you look like. Great. I love my mother to death. My mother, for most of my life, was a bigger woman. She lost a whole bunch of weight, looks good, feels good. My mom was fine when she was bigger. Didn't matter to me.
Okay.
My sister was a thrower, so she was bigger for a while, and she was beautiful to me then. I've dated women who were very skinny. Little booties matter. I just put that. I'm starting the movement. With
little booties,
because little booty women get shamed too. Because the big booty it looks delicious and all this other things, and then you got women with little booties that it can't move. It doesn't move as much as the big booty, and people shame those. But anyways,
I've always been
listen,
little booty prejudice. Actually,
listen, you gotta like what you. Bottom line,
I'm not a Kim Kardashian.
Oh no. See, that's fake. See, what happens is women don't want to be little booty so much that they go out and they go over the top. It's not natural. I don't like natural. This is how you know I can't lie, because I like big butts. It's scientifically proven.
I feel like big butts though means something different than it did 10 years ago.
Man, it was like 10 years ago when we had it.
Yeah, 10 years ago
cool. They didn't have the shots like they have right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now I got a little bit. Anyways, long story short, it was talking about that. But anytime you talk about health, people kind of come over the top that are a little bit healthier per se. They they think you're shamming them, and you're like, no, if you're big and you're comfortable, cool, do your thing. But like, if we're talking about working out and we're talking about different conditions, don't get mad because people are posting their workout pics and they looking good and you don't. Because if you're big and if you don't care about it, to me, if you're comfortable in your skin, You're comfortable in your skin. You don't need to bash anybody else. And what really made me get to the point is this. It's more so because of the image stuff. I got a big head. I've had a big head for 33 years.
Mm-hmm.
I got big heads.
It's not a small head.
It is not small. It ain't going nowhere. Some of these same big people on my timeline, you know what they used to call me when I was growing up?
What?
E.T., big head, this, that, and the other. Oh, big head boy. And I said, you know what? Did my confidence get shook? There ain't nothing I could do about this head. I couldn't wear a hat.
They called you E.T.?
Yeah. It was like I grew
That
into
was rude, man.
I finally, but you know what? They were right. I finally grew into it. I didn't have a really strong neck like I got now. Like now, the 20-inch neck fits. I can maybe get it down to about 17, 18, and it'll still look good. But you know, when you got like a 12-inch neck and your head is really big,
Yeah.
you look like E.T. It looks like a when I was growing up, like an olive on a toothpick. That was it. I get it. It's funny now. It wasn't really funny then. So like I'm looking at these people talk about.
I believe they called you E.T.
But forget that. You're focusing on the wrong thing. Some of these people are talking about how you shouldn't talk about, you know, all these women and you shouldn't talk about all these other things. And I'm looking at these girls. It's like, you used to talk about my hair when we was 10 years old. I was like, don't give me that. And there was nothing I could do about it. It was just there. I got to wait till puberty happens, grow up, get a little bit of muscle. I'll be all right. And my confidence level came from other stuff. So
I had a disproportionate nose. I still got a big nose, but
people, it happens. You look awkward when you're a kid. And people share like this again. What I'm angry about is if you're literally insecure, I don't believe in bullying. I don't believe in picking on people. But you should just let that be known. But if you're running around here like you're secure and you're who cares if somebody calls you? If you're big, why do you care? If you own it, don't worry about what they say. People gonna say whatever they want to say about you anyway.
it's funny. You and I have different hated clocks in.
Okay.
Because you're talking about one thing. You know what annoys me is that you just said is the people who take the pictures in the gym. You ain't there to take a picture. Stop posing in the mirror.
Oh, I got you. Now, see, I don't do that. I don't really care about that. But it's no different than me.
There is no reason, dudes, for you to have a picture. You're married with 3 kids. There ain't no reason for you to be posing by yourself with your shirt off.
I think that's another flip side of insecure. You've been working on your body, your temple. You want people to see it. You want some affirmation. I get it. I don't care. Like this, I tell people when you learn how to actually where my real confidence came from. I got a lot of other reasons to be confident too, Alex. Not Alex. Shit, Dom. I always, anyways, got a lot of reasons to be confident. But when you got to play in front of 85,000 in a hostile environment. And you know, it's millions of people on TV, and God forbid if they had internet then, because some of the mistakes that you make kind of get blown up. Mm-hmm. Bro, you learn real quick. There's bigger issues in this world than somebody, because they call you everything outside of your head. Yeah, they size your head. Boston College, I didn't score a touchdown. I went on like this streak of scoring like 5 touchdowns in a row, and we beat them. They're like, hey, Coleman, you suck. You didn't score a touchdown this week. Yeah, we're better than you. I'm like, dog. We're in victory formation. Like, how can you? But you know, again, I've heard people say, "Hey, man, your mom's fat. Your mom's this." And I had to learn to like, yo, I want to go into these stands and whoop your behind for calling my mom something. Mm-hmm. Not because she was fat. My mom actually told me one time when she was bigger, she said, I hit somebody with a chair when they called my mom that, and I was angry. I was a very angry kid. And my mom was like, "Why did you hit the person with the chair? Mom, they called you fat." She was like, "Well, I am." I was like, "That's not the point, Mom. Nobody talks about my mom like that."
What kind of chair?
It was like, the little plastic chairs with the. I hit them with
the metal.
With the metal, yeah. I'm not proud of that part. Actually, yeah, I'm not really proud of that part.
Throw the chair? Or did you hit them with?
No, like WWE, like just.
You can't be running around doing that stuff.
It was a very rough point in my life. I was angry. My dad. This is before football. Once I started playing football, all the hitting people with chairs and stuff like that, for the most part, came to an end. But again, point is.
Hold on, I'm gonna make a note not to call your mom fat.
Nah, I'm not even on that no more. My mom's not fat anymore. My mom, my sister's getting jealous because she looked up one day. She's the first one who lost a whole bunch of weight, and then she looked up. No, my sister.
Oh, your sister?
Like when she went to Fort Myers after she moved from here, she's got into kickboxing, MMA, a whole bunch of stuff, lost a whole bunch of weight. So she comes back and we're like, my sister turns to the side and I can't see her. And I'm like, yo, what happened to you? Then all of a sudden, I go to the hospital, I get with this Dr. Capasso stuff. I'm doing good. My mom was sick like around November last year, and she comes back. I see her Christmas, and I'm like, yo, where did you go? Like she went from she lost a ton of weight, but
and then the next time you see her, she's dancing to back that ass up.
Exactly. Like, yeah, it's just that really threw. And then again, also she on Facebook, she goes and they got these little quiz things that you take, and she clicks on it, and she's like, which black Greek letter organization are you most likely to be your lover? All I see is my mom picture and lover. I don't really see anything else. I come on there, I'm like, yo, you got to put that down, woman. I don't need to be seeing this on social media that you around here. She's like, and then she puts the one she got. It's like, yeah, they all right. We're supposed to be brother sister organizations, but I really want this one. And I'm like, yo, whoa,
mom,
calm down, mom.
Hey,
relax. You're a grandmother
about those Facebook
now.
Quizzes?
Yeah, some of them are. I'm like, man, they're kind of cool.
No, they are. They're fun to mess around with. But when did we start doing black and white different Facebook quizzes?
They got black and white ones.
Yeah, like I've seen a bunch of them now. Like it's like the black fraternity stuff. Like when did we start segregating?
Oh, that's the unfortunate thing about everything. It all has to go back into. It always has to split off.
Some of those, man, like Facebook knows you kind of well. Facebook spooks me, man.
Yeah. Facebook is kind of creepy.
A year ago, Angie and I were talking about we need to get a pressure washer. Somebody to come pressure wash our house. I did not search for pressure washer anywhere. The next day on a Facebook ad, pressure washer.
For pressure washer, yeah. I was talking with somebody about little people. We were joking about, hey, the only thing that make this party bumping is if we had like a little person on a pole or something. And the next thing you know, I see like I see a picture of it. I was joking. I didn't even know.
A little person on a pole.
Yeah. I didn't even know that these things existed.
What kind of party
was
this?
It was just one of those things where you're like, man,
we've
got everything. This party has
so
everything.
Good.
The only thing that can make this party better is this.
We had a little person on a pole.
Yeah.
This party would be complete.
Yeah. Or one time I was joking with one of my friends, Brett, and he used to apparently this used to happen. Like you could pay to throw a person.
Man, see, that's just.
And then, but there was a group of a Facebook page where you could actually go and do this. And I was like, man, this is crazy. Facebook. I hadn't Googled it, hadn't looked at it. Yeah, pretty much. Wow. But anyways, what was I angry about?
I don't know. We're way past a break though. If you
just
think of
started.
it on the other side, no, we didn't.
Anyways, what I'm angry about is again, I'll sum it up like this: operating your truth. If you are who you are and this is no longer high school, you should not have to explain yourself or you should not have to make decisions based upon the approval of others. If you feel good in your skin, feel good in your skin. Don't go around persecuting others or throwing labels on people just because you have insecurities. It doesn't make you, it's not a good look for you.
Oh, real quick.
Haters gonna hate.
Wait, before we go to break, we have breaking news.
What's that?
Somebody saw your son.
Okay.
Dom said he just saw a picture of a little kid with a cigar in Cuba. Oh, never mind. It was just Steph Curry, he said.
Yeah, my son actually has more masculine features than Steph Curry. So, I mean, it
Well,
like
we got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Now my sister, that just made me think. My sister texted me and said, "Hey, can I get a picture of Little Man?" MT, they're like, "We ain't got a picture of Little Man."
They called though or something, right?
I ain't had a call, no FaceTime, no nothing.
Where did they go?
They left on Thursday. Like even here, Thursday was the last picture I've seen of him on this planet. Like I know her dad don't take pictures. Maybe. Nope. This is the last picture I've seen. Tampa. I actually looked into that cruise, but then I don't want to go on a cruise to Cuba. Like, it's not like, like with cruises, you only stay there like a couple hours. Like, I'm gonna go to Cuba. I want to go. The cigar culture and the old cars, and apparently they have really, really good ice cream and coffee.
Thank you.
I know they have good coffee. You got in trouble about something? No.
We're on Facebook Live, so.
Someone trying to be funny.
What is it?
Regarding his son being on a cruise at 4 years old, saying if he ain't late, he ain't trying.
At 4? Man, this kid, it's a little young, even by my family standards. But he likes women. That's one cool thing that I ain't got to worry about answering that question.
Health insurance, and they offer a cash signing bonus. Best of all, Darley's has plenty of work for you. So plumbers, now's the time to tap into Darley's. Move your career up the pipe. They're hiring now, so call today or visit darleysplumbing.com. Jags fans, do you ever been checking the money? Now, would be your ticket to London this September. Will you ever make London getaway? One London for the best moving off to London with pair of tickets. Jags and Bet. To enter it for official rules, visit everbank.com/London.
What?
You know, Chris Jones was just put on that list, watch list.
Yeah,
He's out for the year.
You got hurt again? Yeah.
July 15, 2017.
Atlantic Beach, live and local on 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Straight attention to detail.
And he tore his ACL once. I wonder if it's in the same league.
I heard about that.
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
Same.
I have an idea. I kind of, yeah. We doing Willie?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody just tagged me. Well,
you're right. That man's teeth. You see that picture?
That's the picture that blows it up. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, that ain't it.
Several store locations with a trained staff ready to serve you. See for yourself what I'm talking about today at fireoutlet.com. Wholesale prices, premium
Yeah. There's just somebody text us, boy.
Somebody just inboxed me.
If you do an interview on 1010XL that you wish your friends heard, tell them. Go to
Good or bad?
1010XL.com.
Not to the article.
And when you're looking to buy, sell, or build a home, visit sellingwithcc.com.
This is Calais Cab of your Jacksonville Jaguars, and you're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Calais.
whatever Clay. Is that what we're listening to, Clay?
If you say that's
Clay
what-
is gonna say you're listening to the drill. Huh? Well,
that's right.
I'm hicking.
You're going to start a Steve Harvey fan club, yes, sir?
Yeah. Man, I'd be like, all right, bro. If you say, I don't really want to. You gonna get involved. We gonna get you knocked out.
If you've got a need for a home loan, if you're even thinking about qualifying for a home or looking at a home or refinancing your home or whatever you're doing, anything that has to do with a home loan, go to Willie Smith at williesmithhomeloans.com. He'll get you taken care of. If you have VA availability, it's the only call you need to make. You don't need to make any other call. Go to Willie Smith. and he'll get you taken care of.
Yeah. Willie. That's the man. I've been talking to Willie back and forth.
That's all you got.
That's all I got to do.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
Willie. Yeah.
Until I find the number. All right, here we go. Call 429-3587. Whether it's 30 days, 60 days, or a year out, let them give you a game plan so that you can get that mortgage like Scott and be able to get the home of your dream.
Okay. So we did week 1 of the Jags on Monday night. Now we're going to do week 2. I've got them at 1-0. You've got them at 0-1.
Exactly.
Home opener for them with the Tennessee Titans coming to town. Rival. Hated rival.
Yeah, fierce.
Tennessee going to be rolling out a rookie receiver, Corey Davis.
So not very little film on him.
Yep.
Very explosive, though.
I forgot Eric Decker's there. Good offensive line. Good tight end, Delaney Walker.
Yes, really good. I'm glad you just said that. I got to make sure I draft him.
Backfield that's got DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry.
One good 1-2 punch.
Defense that's solid.
Yes.
Except for free safety.
Yeah, I think if anything, that's what I'm trying to attack. But unfortunately, not 100% sold on a quarterback. So
it's going to be a tough out. It's going to be a tough one. Jags obviously put it on them at the end of last year, especially after Mariota went down. Jags handled them. I'll tell you this. I mean, they don't have anything at receiver that worries me. Nothing at receiver that worries me with our DBs. I'm not – like Tennessee's one of those teams that if you look at the roster, unlike Jacksonville and unlike even Houston that we talked about, there's not a lot of names that pop out at you. But you look at the way they've built this team, and we've both made it perfectly clear they've done it the right way, and now they're signing and drafting for depth.
Right.
They've got a lot of positions where they're too deep at, defensively especially. I think they're the best team in the division now.
I can agree.
I think Indy is done. I think it's down between Houston and Tennessee. And I think I'd give the nod to Tennessee because they've got their quarterback for sure, and we still don't know about Houston.
All right. I'm going to go with this is what scares me a little bit about Tennessee. I'm kind of going here and trying to break down the stats. Really the first game, even though Kendall Wright is gone. He's in Chicago. But Delaney Walker's still there. Rashard Matthews is the guy who they feel is going to kind of take over with Kendall Wright's spot, and also they brought Decker in. Decker, I assume he's going to play, going to be like in the top 3 wide receivers. You don't bring in a guy like that and he sit the bench. But how they got him, this is how they beat the Jaguars, and this is still one of the scary things. They ran the ball 43 times, and let's just if we minus everybody out who doesn't matter between number 1 and number 2. It's 37 carries between DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry. DeMarco Murray went for 123, and Derrick went for 60. Like, you do that, it doesn't matter as much what your wide receiver. They controlled the ball, and they got up, and they had big plays. The first quarter they only scored. It was 3-0. It was the second quarter that they kind of just jumped on the Jaguars, and it got out of hand after that. Mariota's still going to be. He's going to go in that 18 to 22 range. That's probably right where they're going to have
the Thursday night game.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Thursday night.
Yeah,
game.
I mean that.
But no, what I'm looking at is
disaster.
What I'm looking is how do you beat the Jaguars? You and the only way to beat them, to me, I mean, is to really be able to run the ball and be able to do play action, and you make their line, and you have to be able to attack their linebackers. That's the really weak spot that the Jaguars did not truly address. And that's my point. If you're getting 180 yards rushing in a game, you should win that game.
Oh yeah. No
and that's
question.
what I was trying to look at, like what would happen. I mean,
how many yards rushing they have in that week 16 game against the Jags? You have that up?
Yeah, I got it right now. and they had 58. They changed, and actually the whole complexion of the game changed. I think a lot of it had to do with when they lost Mariota.
Well, a lot of it had to do with Jacksonville started hot too. When you jump up on a team,
they got 10. They jumped out. They went out 10-0. Again, it was 44 total passing attempts to 20.
Yeah,
I mean 20 yards, 20 rushing attempts in that game. So it's completely different, almost flip flop. The Titans offense needs to be 40 rushing, 20 to 30.
Well, isn't that just exactly what? It's almost like if we're going to put together a game plan of how the Jags can win 7, 8, 9 games, that's it right there. Is they've got to get ahead early and not have to put the whole game on Blake throwing down 2 scores.
Right, and even when you look at that win, I mean, again, it all changes when you have 10, when you jump on a team. I mean, it was 19-7 going into halftime, but Chris Ivory had 14 carries. Corey Grant had 9. They just ran. I mean, that's still not a lot, but it just seems like they focused a little bit more than normal on the running game. I mean, Blake still had 38 passing attempts, which I just think that's a lot for him. He didn't throw any interceptions.
Pick six?
No, he didn't. Not in that second. Not in the second game.
So he didn't throw. Did he throw any in the first game? Wasn't that statistically that Thursday night game was his best game? I want to say.
That game I just looked at was pretty darn good. The win.
No, I'm talking about the loss. He played terrible, but I want to say he had some crazy stat line in the loss.
Hold on.
Like if you looked at it without watching the game.
33 for 54, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But the other game, he had
he was 26 of 38 for 325 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
It was a Christmas Eve game, wasn't it? Yeah.
Now here's what scares me a little bit about this. So Rashard Matthews is the wide receiver for Tennessee. Right now, that's what's considered their number one. Now against Jacksonville, didn't do much. 31 yards the second game, and he had 38. So not a lot. But against Houston, he went 114, and he went for 82. So that's what I'm looking at. Like, man, okay, well maybe there is a little something with that, and then you have the other wide receiver that they just brought in that's supposed to be a speed guy, and I'm assuming Decker is going to be more their first down guy, route possession guy. But then the tight end matchup is there. If they run the ball, which I believe in the beginning of the year, Mariota should be healthy. Their play action should be going well. I think Tennessee. Long story short, I think Tennessee wins.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm looking at the box score from that Christmas Eve game, and I mean, God, it's textbook for the Jags, except for extra points was 2 for 4. But other than that, I mean, time of possession, they won 32-27. 32 minutes, 27 minutes. Titans only converted 5 third downs. They went for it on 4th down once, didn't get it. They held the Titans to, what we say rushing? Hardly nothing. Was that 58 yards rushing? God, man. I mean, this is a Titans team that when they came in was still fighting for a playoff spot, right? I mean, this is not like it was a Titans team that just had mailed it in. And Mariota didn't get hurt after he had attempted 20 passes. He was 8 for 20 when he got hurt.
Yeah.
But it also goes along those lines of, like I just said, you have to get ahead and early if you're the Jags. You have to get off to a fast start. And they had a little bit of everything. That's the game that Marquise Lee threw the touchdown pass.
Yeah. I think that was early, right?
I don't remember.
Just, now I want to say when you have trick plays, when you have to resort to that to win.
Well, they didn't have to. They won convincing.
But, I mean, like you just said, if that was one of the ways they jumped on you early, touchdown is a touchdown, no matter how it scored.
Did Jalen he had a pick. It was a pick 6, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, they got scoring from all over the place because Blake only had 1 touchdown. We had 1 passing and 1 receiving.
You think Tony Taylor just got drafted? He was in the 3rd round. I doubt he's going to the third round wide receiver is going to be
I don't
the
know what
number
you're
one.
talking about.
Someone on the text line put Dwayne Taylor from out of Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Is going to be is like Matthews would be their number 2. But that one, the guy they drafted in the first round will probably be the number. If anything, he would be the number 1, and then Matthews would be number 2.
Right.
It wouldn't be a third round pick would come in. Like
That's his dad texting, man.
Oh, I mean, hey, I don't really know anything about this guy. I mean, he could be good, could not. I don't know.
So you got the Titans?
I got the Titans.
I do too.
The only thing I will say about the Titans, and this has nothing to do with if they're good or not. It's my ignorance. They just don't have a defense full of guys that I really just know. Like
That's what I'm saying. You look at their roster, look at their depth chart, and you can go through here, and you're right. You don't. There's not a lot of guys. Yeah, there's not a lot of guys that stick out at you, but that offensive line is pretty dang good, and Marcus Mariota has turned out to be. I think Marcus Mariota has turned out to be as good as people hoped, or not hoped, as good as you could have expected him to be. He's the guy that still has enough athletic ability that it scares you to death, but has been able to refine his passing to the point to where he can survive. I don't know that he'll ever be an all-pro player or Pro Bowl player, but he'll have a good 8 to 10 year career as a quarterback in the NFL. I think when it's all said and done, Jameis Winston will have a much better career. But it won't be one of those things where you look at it and go, they shouldn't have picked Mariota where they picked him.
No, not at all. I also think Jameis is in a position in the next – the next 2 years will be the year when they say you should be in your prime. Like you've been there long enough to be able to learn the nuances of the NFL.
What, quarterback?
Well, just 4 years. In 2 years, it would have been this season.
I think at quarterback years, if the elite ones, this year's 6 to 9.
Even better.
Yeah.
Let's say that. At that point, Cam Newton will be out of the NFL at that point. Drew Brees will be out of the NFL, and Matt Ryan will be out of the NFL. It would be Jameis Winston will be the elder statesman in the division.
Derek Carr.
No, but listen, what I'm saying, you got to win your division first.
Oh,
I'm worried about that.
I got you.
In his division, he will be the guy that he has to compete with. Whereas the difference between even if Blake stays here, Blake, Mariota,
Deshaun
Watson, and Andrew Luck, he's not that old. They're all growing together, so they'll never they're gonna all be battling each other and they'll wash each other out.
Yeah,
it should be Jameis should be a 10 to 12 year guy.
I agree.
Just by the fact that nobody in his division will be around.
Yep. Yeah. So we both got them losing this game. So now you've got them 0-2. I've got them 1-1.
Going into London, right?
Is that their next game? I don't know. Their schedule up. I guess it is. Yeah. But you know what? It's still a good time to buy a house, even if they're 0-2.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're 0-2, then
there's still a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
Around the.
I just think right now, if you know the house, you know the area, by the time you're watching week 1, you could be in your own home. You could have James and I over to watch the house, depending on how nice of a house it is. I don't want to be cramped up. I want a pool, a spread. I want a big TV.
We might be able to make that happen. If it's nice enough and you got a nice enough spread, taking some pictures, we may be able to come out.
That's what I'm saying.
And have a beverage with you.
Yeah.
Maybe throw you a gift card.
I just don't want to be in an 800 square foot.
No, I got you.
Condo with because
Can we offer that to the? Well, yeah, it's not disrespecting Scott to offer it to the fans because technically
Scott don't want us at his house.
That's a good point.
You kidding me?
Scott's like Scott is like
Scott's like I'm around
you guys.
I'm around you guys 6 hours a week. I really don't want to be around you. I don't want to be around you any more than I need to. I think Scott is single-handedly the person that's blocked us from getting more days.
It probably so.
It's like Scott's like they're like Scott. What do you think? You
Hell
think
no,
these guys
you heard
should get
these
this?
clowns?
Man, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna hate, and I ain't gonna say that they shouldn't or not, but. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
But if it were me,
But give Willie a call. He can be in a house by then, man. He can be in your dream home by then. Just give him a shout. Let him hook you up. Let him show you what to do. Let him walk you through the process. Go to williesmithhomeloans.com. Get everything you need there. Apply there if you need to. And then you're well on your way. We'll be right back.
So, let me find this thing. Listen, are you in the military? You're in the market for a new home? What you need to do is call Willie Smith with WillieSmithHomeLoans.com. Actually, this Saturday, he's got a military mortgage workshop, Saturday, July 22nd at 1403 Dunn Avenue in Jacksonville from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. What you can find out is how to access your VA certificate of eligibility, how to access your DD-214, how to get cash back at closing, and a whole bunch of other different things. Again, that's this Saturday coming up. Call 429-3587 for more details. I just realized 3 and 2. It's just like average, like everybody's in the battle. Like all we ask for the Jaguars is like be exciting and able to like have a playoff push come December, right? When 3/4 of the division is in it and your team isn't, like that is just miserable, man. It's like 9-7 average, 9-7 average, 8-8 average, 3-13.
Yep.
Like, if I'm a Tennessee fan, I really hate the Jaguars. Like, if Tennessee doesn't crap the bed, they're 10-6 and they're in the playoffs.
Imagine the 4 guys didn't mention this. But the class action lawsuit, Ford owners could soon pocket cash from a class action lawsuit.
Really?
For Fiesta and Focus owners.
Oh, never mind. I ain't got no Fiesta to Focus. I like my F-150, but I ain't gonna get some cash. Put it toward the tank. You know, gas is like $1.98 in Clay County.
It's 204. What about you see right now? It's 202. It's funny. It's funny where it's cheap at. Like if we go down closer to the beach at Hodges, it's like $1.99 to get it.
Yeah, like this is why I pitched Trey. Like if Trey was here, I consistently go the same path. And I went down that way. I went to some seafood spot over at Midport.
I saw you put that up.
When I was coming back home, I saw the gas station that I drive by all the time when I go to drop Trey off at school, and it was like $1.98. I was like, man. So we gotta do a really quick segment, or are we just gonna go?
Y'all still didn't do the NFL players. Brandon Marshall.
Save it for Monday.
Yeah, we can say that.
Well, what else you want to do?
So did you want to talk about? You said you had something else with the Jack. Oh, that was the Jack segment. We just did right there. What else we got? What else we got?
Mayweather.
Mayweather one is more to talk about. People have been talking about that a lot more than all the other stuff. If I'm just a lot of the stuff that I'm putting down is I'm just looking at how much hits or how many people that I know have actually really been talking about it. So what you want to do? Just talk about Mayweather. Talk about what's going on, the media tour. The ironic thing is they're acting like they hate each other, right? They board the same private plane to London.
Did they really?
Yeah, they've got like the London like tabloids like have pictures of them. Their entourages deboarding the same plane. But like
being fiscally responsible.
It's like we've seen this before. Like, that's the only thing that I don't like about
and you don't fix the vibe in the whole segment.
No, I'm just giving the gist of it. These people, we only got how many people say we got watching? Three. Only 3 people. So we got 6 more people that don't know about what I'm about to talk about. Have you ever watched the movie Great White Height?
Yeah. I remember the movie well.
It's so easy to play. Like, and this is why I tell people sometimes the more things to change, the more stay the same. We all get baited in the same bullshit discussion. And McGregor did say one thing that was funny though. He said, "I can't be racist. Half of me is black. My lower half." Which I never I love it. You got to take you gotta take the good stereotypes with the bad. But like, I would never be one of the people that would like to admit that my stereotype doesn't have a big penis. It's kind of sucks.
Floyd's jokes. Some of the jokes Floyd's made, they suck.
But it's not. That's never been his. Floyd hypes it up, but he's never been a hype up like I'm gonna like a 40-year-old carries a backpack and can't read. That's funny, but like if it were me, I'm Floyd. I'm like, you're right. I make enough money so I can buy a small Irish village.
The Sports Den on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It is the Sports Den on a Saturday that you need to have already gone to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Got your weekend all queued up and ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we should read some. We haven't been really getting out the text line. I know we kind of weaving it in.
858 says Facebook Live takes the Sports Den to a whole new level. Looks like a good time.
It does.
So we should have a contest to get a listener in for a segment or two.
I don't know if we want some of y'all jokers on the microphone after last Monday.
Well, we can't. I mean, we can't do that.
Yeah.
We can't put them on, but they could. I mean, 858 can come hang out.
After last Monday, like that's terrifying. They're liable to say anything. The guy who called all insects terrorists.
Oh yeah,
and wants to like gas chamber them or something like that. I was like, jeez, that was funny.
Oh yeah, I'm looking through some of these on the Duval Ford text line. Clay Campbell tells you, I'm going to need you to wear this Dion jersey while you host Steve Harvey fan club.
That's somebody who is that Dom?
Yeah.
Dom knows about my disdain for Dion.
I guess so.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's good. That's a little known Black history fact right there.
572 is saying you've got Kodak Black syndrome.
Kodak Black doesn't like dark skinned women. Like I'm like the reverse of Kodak Black. Like, but then I guess he says, "Nah, I love all my mom." I got to joke about. I talk about my. A guy listens to me talk about my mom. Like just talking about her. I think Angie might be darker than my mom.
What the hell is Kodak Black?
Some trash rapper.
Oh.
That went like. This is one group that you don't want to have get you with an ist. Black women. You don't want to make up. You don't want to disrupt black women Twitter or Facebook. Like they will roast you. Like, and Kodak Black said like he doesn't like dark skinned women, and boy, they killed him. It wasn't like he didn't like black women.
That?
He said I don't like black women, and what he meant was I prefer like a lighter complexion woman.
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper, and like he's also a very ugly rapper.
I kind of.
He's very ugly. And he's
whenever I say rapper, you don't have to say black rapper. If he's a white rapper, you probably need to let me know.
I think a lot of it had to do with he said he don't want to date a woman the same complexion as him, and I kind of can get that. Like, it's like I don't believe two clear complected people should have a baby. That's kind of tough. The baby, you might not be able to see the baby. Baby might come out really, really light.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
It looks like this dude should take whatever he can get.
But it goes back to the whole thing. If you're famous, you can say what you want, or you have enough money. Doesn't matter how ugly you are.
He looks like that chick from Orange Is the New Black.
Nah, man. I know they're showing the hair part. Yes, with the little twist. But when she actually takes her hair out and like puts on a skirt, like she's actually attractive.
No, but I'm talking about
he's ugly. Like he is like there ain't nothing. There's nothing that they can do to him. Like any woman who says Kodak Black is attractive is only looking at the fact that he's famous and that he has a little bit more money than most of the people that are in their situation. So that's all. That's it.
Dom wants to know if I taught you how to grill yet. We got to line that up. Your birthday is the 26th.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got to get you a grill for your birthday. We'll work on this. We got to line that up.
Hey, I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah. So I told you I would. I'm going to. Let's see. Anything else on here? Dom went off on Penn State. I don't see anything else really. You see?
Dom just put up a good point. Like, again, to quote Jay-Z, There's no such thing as an ugly billionaire.
Yeah.
And, now while Kodak doesn't or Draymond are not anywhere close to billionaire status, but when you got enough cash, man, you can be
I'm pissed off at Jay-Z right now.
Why? What'd he do?
I can't listen to anything else.
That's the sign of, that's what should be my hater clock. All these haters, they've literally found reasons to hate. Like it's like when you look at it, these people are finding reasons to be upset about what he says. And a lot of it, like they're like, oh, look at this. He tells you I'm giving you $1 million worth of game for $9.99, but then he goes and charges you $700 for tickets to his show. One, that's the most expensive ticket that you can get. And it's like a lot of perks that come with it. If you ain't got $700, don't complain about it, because you can get tickets literally for $29 for a Jay-Z concert. And I put it on my social media, and I'm gonna go to the one in Cleveland.
Why?
Okay, one, because my buddy has the hookup to where
that is the worst thing I've ever heard you say.
My buddy works up there at that venue. That $700 ticket that you get all the perks for, I pay $100 and I get all of those perks.
But you got to pay to fly up there.
But he also has access to a whole bunch of other stuff in that downtown Cleveland area. I'm gonna make a trip. Never been. It's gonna be cold, but it's a.
Why not go to Atlanta and stay in the penthouse?
I don't even know if we have access to that anymore.
I talk to him all the time.
If we have, if that's I was hoping if that was a true thing, I'm nervous about the Atlanta game. I gotta buy get a hotel room. But
458, that's fair. So Trump, millionaire ugly.
Yeah, but he stays with he has a track.
That's what I'm saying. No,
I mean, granted, yeah.
No, you can't drink in the studio if you come in.
You can say they are ugly, and that's a true statement. But for example, I jokingly call Draymond ugly. That's my perception.
Jokingly.
Yeah, I don't mean any malice behind it.
It's not a compliment. Listen, you don't mean any malice behind it.
Some people know they're ugly.
How can you call somebody ugly and not mean malice?
Notorious B.I.G. put it in a song. Black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Coogee down to the socks. Sometimes when you ugly, you own that. And then it makes you attractive.
He's ugly. You're saying he's ugly.
He knows he's ugly. I guarantee you if we go in there and look at it.
I didn't mean any malice behind it.
With all due respect, it's in the Geneva Convention, man. I don't mean it bad. Dog, he's not the most attractive dude, but he's a millionaire. Get a chick all the time. It's all good.
This is what happens when I read the text line. I said, no, you can't drink in the studio. Only person who can drink in the studio is Scott. That's it. I'm just teasing Station. He doesn't sleep in the studio.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say
nope.
As I have a Starbucks.
No, I don't think that meant
that type of drink.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
We do still have beer in the fridge from the 10th anniversary.
Why you got to go?
And then there's a big sign saying, "Don't take it.
Don't drink the beer." How long is beer good for? Pops wouldn't drink it. Pops wouldn't drink it. He wouldn't touch it. You know why? It's Bud.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, he's like, what kind of organization is this?
Terrorist for him.
Yes. Yeah. You know you have Miller. That refrigerator's not cold enough for that.
I just want to know what they're saving it for.
The 20th
anniversary.
The 20-year anniversary.
Hey, remember this case? Hey, we're going to break it open out.
You going to go to that one?
That will still be here, bro. Hey, I don't know that we'll see 11.
Oh, man, that'd be nice.
I don't know that we'll see 11-year anniversary. But, well, we got to take our final break.
Yeah. It went by quick.
We just wasted 10 minutes.
I think that was good. Text line, because, people complain about that. That needs to be a permanent segment on our show. Maybe that should be the last segment. Check social media, because we don't check it enough. Check this, and then make sure we incorporate the good stuff.
Yeah, we do need to use more social media.
Intern, that's
he gave us this whole proposal. How many followers have we gotten since you started?
I don't know.
Have we added any new followers since he started? I don't know that we have.
Come on, man. We got to step this follow game up.
I know. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
We actually got some followers because of this. We had a lot of people share the Facebook Live. And I've seen some people pop up.
You get a lot of likes. People don't.
Let's let a couple of minutes when we come back.
I think we need to do that every show.
End the show. Last episode. Yeah, well, when I was playing around, I said when I didn't have anybody, I was in the office, and I had a friend post, how do I do Facebook Live from my laptop? And then I remember, Don had the OBS software. I was like, all right, well, let me go try to look that up. And then I downloaded Google Chrome because it actually gives you access to your my camera a lot easier than I do with other stuff. And then I looked in and I saw the Facebook Live thing. I'm like, we could have been doing this.
Yeah.
It's got my laptop, but I have a hard time now that I can do so much stuff on my phone and I have so much memory. Like, I don't like opening my laptop. I want one. I want a new laptop. I just don't want to open that one.
I'm going to the dark side.
What? Go back and enjoy it?
For one reason and one reason only.
Because that watch. Do you have to have Android for that watch? I mean, that is cool. Like, you can leave your watch. You can leave your phone somewhere.
I leave my phone at home
and still use your watch.
Do you have the input jacks on the side somewhere?
Nah, that's the only thing. I've tried that before at the old studio, and it wasn't like because you have a place where you can put headsets.
Yeah.
So that
but
means
there's no input.
Yeah.
For what?
Audio. So then when we Facebook Live, you can hear the show.
I think I'm gonna get another. I am gonna get once I get the film and island facility open. I get some other revenue streams coming in, or if God forbid we collect everything we're supposed to collect, I go get another laptop, but with the input, and then use this for something else, or I could use this for Periscope, so we can have two things. But what you need to do is, I will say this is
Byron
has
HP like that.
360,
It's a
360 camera.
great HP with a touch screen and all this stuff, and it doesn't have the darn input jacks.
But this, to my defense, this is like I bought this laptop when I first went out on my own. So like so that's
what this Byron help you Galaxy or was it?
Whatever the new, you're about to get whatever the newest cool. Okay, well he has a Galaxy, but I know the name of the. I can tell you the name of the 360 camera. I was mad because it only works with Jordan. It's called the Gear 360.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw
it's 4K video. And what he was saying is when he bought the phone, they let him buy it for like $50 or something like that. So it was cheap. Now it's like $200 normally, but I started to go get it, but it doesn't make sense for me. I can't operate it from my phone.
I don't know if I ever used it.
Like, I'll tell you exactly how you should use it. Like, it just makes me. Are you doing breakdown of film with these guys when they're throwing, or you just like when you're doing that, you can show them from the back angle and the front angle in the same video. Especially your clay guys, you can put it up on. I told you that it's going to be the 80-inch TV, interactive TV, so you can go ESPN on it. So you just draw on it and show all the stuff, as well as it's a TV.
Between me and them, they trying to get the ones and trying to get them M's. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4, and just 5 years, 40 million more. You are now looking at the 40 million bar. I rate my tap channel on the 100 million man.
You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
That's where you wrong.
guess I don't know.
I'm gonna say 2 minutes.
2 minutes. I'm gonna go 2.5.
Shook his head at 2 minutes, so we're gonna roll with that.
All right. I don't know. You had the pinky up. Is that
2
like
right
a
now?
half?
2.
Okay, because you went like this originally.
Listen, dude, we got to get it in because if anything's like a Monday show,
he's gonna cut it.
We're just gonna get dropped. It's like, oh my god, it was just.
I was having so much fun listening to you guys. I just kind of lost track of time. Next thing I know, it's like 10 seconds to the ID. It's like, whoops.
That's all right. Everybody was tired of hearing us anyway. Hey, I got this. I follow this thing on Twitter called Fat Kid Deals.
Yeah, I got that too.
You see what they got up there today?
Nah, what they got?
Beat Studio for $56.
Are you trying to like make me go buy some new headsets?
I'm about to. May do it before we leave.
That was a big hint drop right there.
Yeah, like, dude, you can just get these for $56.
I may buy them right now.
Man, everybody ain't balling like you, man.
Yeah.
I'm training like 3 kids right now, so.
You're what?
Nah, I'm just joking.
Oh.
I'm really not. I'm training way more than that. Man, that's a good little haircut right there. Can dudes have nose rings?
No.
Does he have a nose ring?
He does.
Okay, threw me off a little bit. That's good. Good.
Tupac had one.
Yeah. That's why these old heads got to stop tripping. Light skinned dudes, yeah.
All right.
I want to go shoot a gun. I think I'm going to go to the range.
Are you?
I don't know. We'll see.
I told you we got that invite.
We need to go do that. Set it up.
We do. All right. We'll be here on Monday night. In the meantime, y'all go ABC and chill. Monday morning, give Dr. Capasso a call. thenmbmedspot.com. At Big Game James 36, I'm at Denny_Thompson. You can find us at Sports Den Live on everything else. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend.
Well, they're $69.99, but they're not the wireless.
Can't use the wireless ones here. That's the only time I would use it. All right, guys. Thanks for following. Man, we had 2 people last night the whole damn time. All right, your job next time is to actually read this stuff because I don't know what some of these people are talking about.
I got it on my phone.
Like Quentin Smith is just a hater. So Ryan Langford, that's what I'm talking about. We was big up to the homie Ryan. We talked about him. But like my man Key Duval, like I don't even know what it's in regards to. We had Chewy. Quarterback, yeah, Chewy text me about it if he was still doing that.
Key Duval putting in the whole
Carl Gillespie, my man from high school. I wonder if Carl still rap. Sean Hayes. This is the dude I was telling you about who's the strength coach for WWE. We gotta get him on. I know you don't like wrestling, but he was the strength coach for the Texans too. Oh, yeah. The one I was telling you man, that's my dude. When I was telling you when people got mad at me talking about white trash.